इस हफ्ते के पहले स्ट्रीम में स्वागत है। मेरा नाम है केटवस 90 और आज वापस ये फाइनल फैंटेसी 16 की कहानी ख़त्म करने की कोशिश करेंगे और पूरा का पूरा बल्कि फाइनल फैंटेसी भी ख़त्म करने की कोशिश करेंगे आज अगर हो सका तो। कम से कम मेन कहानी हो जाएगी, पर वो ये कि उसके आगे क्या है, टाइम ट्रायल्स थोड़ा है जो मैं ट्राई करना चाहता हूँ। कम से कम 2 टाइम ट्रायल्स हैं और उसके बाद ये हंट थोड़ा और एस क्लास हंट बोर्ड से थोड़े साइड क्वेस्ट होंगे, वो सब ख़त्म करना चाहता हूँ मैं। देखते हैं ख़त्म कर पाता हूँ कि नहीं। वेल ज़्यादा वर्क नहीं करता हूँ, शुरू करता हूँ। स्टार्ट भाई, स्ट्रीम में स्वागत है। कहाँ पे हो, घर पे हो या अभी? मैं एकदम ठीक हूँ, बाल थोड़े बड़े हो रहे हैं, कल काटने वाला हूँ। वो बाल जो टूट रहे नहीं है, एटलीस्ट वो काफ़ी बड़े हो गए। तो काम कैसा जा रहा है? कुछ और बचा नहीं है अभी के लिए, सीधे साइड मेन क्वेस्ट शुरू करते हैं।
Still alive, I see. Something tells me that eyesore on the horizon is your doing. How'd you manage that?
It's a long story. One that I'd rather only tell once.
Right. All hands on deck then.
उम्र के साथ होते रहता है। मैं तो बेसिकली गंजा होने की सोच रहा हूँ, एक बार ये ज़्यादा क्या बोलते हैं क्लियर हो जाए कि मैं गंजा, सामने के बाल पूरे टूट रहे हैं मेरे, एक बार वो थोड़ा क्लियरली दिखने लग जाए, मैं मोस्ट प्रॉब्ली पूरा गंजा चले जाऊंगा।
As I'm sure you've all guessed, the crystal which now commands the eastern skies was summoned by Ultima. He called it Origin. Though the significance of that name is as yet unclear.
What does it matter what it's called? Its emergence tore Twinside asunder and wiped my homeland from the map.
उसके जितना पैसा भी मिल जाए तो और भी अच्छा होता, बस बाल उसकी तरह होंगे और कुछ नहीं।
Can be found in the oldest of Valisthian records, but to the best of my knowledge, none provide any hint as to their true nature. That they would prove the horns of some slumbering demon. Well,
the Dominion's demise was at least quick. Elsewhere, the Republican army cannot hope to contain the chaos engulfing Randalar. Canberra is in flames, and the Empire.
काश मेरे लिए वो ऑप्शन होता। ऑलरेडी बीच बीच में क्या बोलते हैं, बालों के बीच में दिख रहे हैं मेरे सिर। वेल,
They wouldn't be able to stop what the skies have started in any case. People here and across the realm grow sicker with every passing.
जब भी बाल कटाने जाता हूँ ना, वो क्या बोलते हैं, बार बार ही खुद बोलता है कि आगे के ज्यादा छोटे मत करो, गंजा दिखने लगोगे। गंजे बार बार को क्लियरली लग रहा है मैं गंजा हो रहा हूँ।
If that were true, it would explain the hastening spread of the blight since the crystal's appearance, would it not?
And as the land's ether slowly rises to the surface, it pools, corrupting all who cannot channel.
हेयर ट्रांसप्लांट में हज़ारों रुपए लगते हैं, गंजा होने में कोई पैसे नहीं लगते।
Ether floods below, and in the middle, here we languish, hopelessly entrapped.
गंजा होने में खर्च होते हैं सिर्फ आपके बाल और कुछ नहीं, और मेरे बाल वैसे भी जा रहे हैं।
When we faced him at Stone here, Ultima told us his true power quickens in the halls of Origin. Needless to say, we cannot allow that to continue. If we are to stop him, we will have to find a way into the crystal.
How are we going to manage that then? It's up in the sky.
वो भी है,
And fast as
समर
she
के
is,
समय
the
मेरे
Enterprise can't
कम से कम
fly.
सिर थोड़ा ठंडा रहेगा.
It's a lot to take in, and I reckon we'd all benefit from some time to clear our heads. The answer will come to us. Don't you worry. Ain't that right, Clive?
Right. That's right.
जब मैं ज़्यादा जवान था मेरे बाल एकदम सिल्की हुआ करते थे. थोड़ा सिर हिलाने से पूरे बाल क्या बोलते बाउंस होते थे, और अब एकदम क्या बोलते कर्ली हो गए हैं पूरे के पूरे बाल.
Same goes for you, Clive. You won't solve anything like this. Trust me. Go and get some fresh air, right?
मंडे के तो काफ़ी गर्मी थी, पर उसके बाद 2-3 दिन लगातार रात को क्या बोलते बारिश होती रही, जिसकी वजह से मौसम थोड़ा ठीक हो गया.
Joshua seemed upset.
ओह, कोई साइड क्वेस्ट खुल गया क्या इससे? नहीं ना, थोड़े साइड क्वेस्ट आने बाकी हैं और थोड़े बाउंटी बोर्ड भी बाकी हैं. इसका देख लेता हूँ थोड़ा पहले, क्या बताना चाहती है. मैं वैसे भी पढ़ता नहीं हूँ जो भी ये बताना चाहती
What
है.
will it be today?
What is it that you wish to learn? Here you are. The state of the realm is ever changing, Clive.
ये मोस्ट प्रॉब्ली मैं स्ट्रीम के बाहर ही पढ़ूंगा ये सब कहानी वो सब.
There's something about it.
हैदराबाद में उमस वाली गर्मी यूजुअली नहीं होती है, गर्म वाली गर्मी होती है, तीखी गर्मी. आजकल ना ये क्या बोलते पेट्रोल के पैसे बचाने के लिए मैंने ऑफिस जाते वक्त एसी करना बंद कर दिया मैंने.
Only we can do that.
तो मंडे जब तक ऑफिस पहुंचा था ना घर से,
He would have us fight for us.
मेरा शर्ट पूरा गीला था. ये क्या बोलते हैं,
It's what we've been doing all along.
पसीने की वजह से गीला हो गया था मेरा शर्ट पूरा.
His new world being naught
और
to
क्योंकि
us to
अगले 2 दिन
survive.
रात को बारिश हुई तो उसकी वजह से ट्यूसडे
So
वेडनेसडे जब
I
ऑफिस
was
गया तो
content to
मौसम एकदम
decide
सही था.
which of us shall inherit the land. Should Ultima prevail, it will mean death for us all. Of that we can be certain.
मुझे ऑफिस से महीने में 1800 मिलता है.
What
क्या
world
बोलते हैं
awaits us?
ये पेट्रोल वो सब के लिए.
Godless place where our new
हाँ वो आजकल काफी नहीं है एक महीने के लिए 1800.
Well, that may be. But a chain can always be broken. As long as one has the will to break it, it won't be easy. It may take generations, centuries of suffering. And that is if everyone plays their part. But it will happen.
सर भाई आपको कितना समय लगता है वैसे
It will be on our terms.
घर से शॉप तक पहुंचने में?
Indeed.
जब आप F1 की तरह ड्राइव नहीं कर रहे हो, मेरा मतलब नॉर्मल जब ड्राइव करते हो.
But first, we have to reach that crystal.
Then it's a good thing I have wings.
You can barely stand, let alone fly. And only the Founder knows what horrors await in those skies. Are you certain about this?
Am I certain? I am the Phoenix. I will do what I must. This is our fight. Remember?
All right. I yield. But only what you must Yes. I'm still your sworn shield.
That you are.
And what of my wings?
ये आ गया प्रिंस डियॉन। सही बंदा है
Lest you
यार ये।
forget, you go to stand against a god. I would not have you succumb to fatigue before the fight begins. Ifrit, your brother mentioned that some few of the dominants who had lost their power to you were still able to prime.
ऐसे स्टार्ट भाई, ये गर्मी की बात हो रही थी, तो दिल्ली में तो गर्मी के साथ साथ इतना ज़्यादा पोल्यूशन वो सब भी होता है, तो मेरे हिसाब से पसीने में जब वो लगता है तो काफ़ी गंदा लगता होगा।
Then mine will have to be stronger. That you both might save your strength for the battle to come.
You don't have to do this.
If you do, there's a
आपको वो
chance.
भी उसके साथ प्रॉब्लम होती है या फिर आप पूरे क्या बोलते हैं,
And what have I?
आते जाते समय एसी में रहते हो तो उतनी प्रॉब्लम नहीं होती।
My life ended in the Dominion. I fear death no more. Besides, I would have words with Ultima. He has much to answer for.
We are in your debt, Dion.
We can speak of debts when this is over.
He speaks the command, he knows he's not coming back. And has come to terms with that.
That doesn't mean that we have to. Does it, Clive?
Time to talk to Jill. I only hope she understands.
Take as much time as you need, brother. Something tells me Ultima will wait.
मेरे हिसाब से ये इसलिए बोल रहा है ताकि ये प्लेयर्स को बता सके, अगर कोई साइड क्वेस्ट या हंट बोर्ड कुछ करना चाहते हो तो अभी कर सकते हो, और मैंने सब कुछ कर लिया ऑलरेडी, साइड क्वेस्ट सब कुछ, सिर्फ और सिर्फ ये मेन क्वेस्ट बचा है जो अवेलेबल हैं अभी, एटलीस्ट वो सारे कर लिया।
You don't know what you're talking about. The odor's what gives chances stew its
सेम ही डायलॉग है, कोई नया डायलॉग नहीं है ये तो। ओ इसका मैंने सब कुछ जो नया सीखा था वो इसको दिखा दिया क्या?
Knowledge hoarded is knowledge lost. I don't believe you've read this particular chapter before.
ओह, अभी भी थोड़ा है, तो ज़्यादा नहीं ना, जानता था।
What subject shall we consider today?
ओह, मिस्ट्री ऑफ द रेल्म का पूरा नहीं हुआ है, और ले ऑफ द लैंड और मिस्ट्रीज ऑफ द रेल्म, ये दो ही बचे हैं अभी। ये रहा 1 2 3 4 5 7 चीज़ें नहीं है इसमें ले ऑफ द लैंड में, और इसमें 1 2 3 4 5 6, यहाँ पे कहीं पे ऊपर अगर दिखाया होता है यार सीधे कि कितने में से कितना बचा है तो फिर ज़्यादा अच्छा होता।
The door to the shelves shall ever be
या
open.
फिर कितने में से कितने खरीद लिया हमने।
Sid, did you know
हाँ,
that
ये ऑलरेडी सुन चुका हूँ।
resilient to the effects of
सिमॉन्स ट्रेजरी ऑफ नॉलेज वॉल्यूम E11 थे, ई ट्रेजरी ऑफ बीस्ट, ये पढ़ चुका हूँ। मेरे हिसाब से कोई और नया डायलॉग है नहीं अभी, तो सीधे जाके जिल से बात करते हैं। ओह, वो बालकनी में उधर, ओके। ले ऑफ द लैंड तो समझ में आता है क्योंकि मैंने अब तक पूरा वो देखा नहीं है। फॉर एग्जाम्पल अगर मैं गलत नहीं हूं तो यहाँ पे एक है, ये अभी भी ब्लॉक्ड है, जो मेरे हिसाब से कोई एक एस क्लास के लिए होगा, और कोई नहीं। यहाँ पे वैसे ही कोई एक और ब्लॉक्ड होगा कहीं पे, इधर उधर। ओ एक मिनट, वहां ओह उसके पास मोस्ट प्रॉब्ली कोई एक नया गाना होगा खरीदने के लिए, इसलिए वहाँ पे दिखा रहा है कि कुछ नया है, जबकि लेडी कैरन के कुछ नहीं दिखा रहा नया। चलो बात करते हैं जिल से।
Come to wish on a star.
That might not be such a bad idea. This is it, Jill. You know what I have to do. Why I have to do it. There's no turning back now. This is where our journey was leading us. Where it will end, for better or worse.
I could pray to Metia for you. But you'll be all right, won't you, Clive? You always are.
I did promise we'd watch the moon together.
I'll be waiting.
It's almost time. Better make sure I haven't forgotten anything.
सही में ओ बाप रे, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7। ओ बिल्कुल नहीं। 8 9 10। बाप रे, एक के बाद एक कितने साइड क्वेस्ट आ गए। वाह भाई वाह। यहाँ पे एक ही है। हाँ ये रहा ना, इसका भी करना अंदर न्यू मैनेजमेंट, और यहाँ पे मेरे हिसाब से उसका ही होगा टैबर। नहीं ये कहाँ पे? हाँ यू बॉल लाइन्स इन द सैंड, ये एक था जिसका मैं सोचा था। वाह भाई वाह, अचानक से इतने ज्यादा आ गए। पर ये नहीं आया कोई नया हंट। नया हंट आना है यार, क्योंकि मुझे, मैं म्यूट पे हूं। ना वॉल्टेंट भाई स्ट्रीम में स्वागत है। दो यहाँ पे, वाह भाई वाह। मेन क्वेस्ट से, मेन स्टोरी खत्म करने से पहले मुझे 10 साइड क्वेस्ट दे दिए एक के बाद एक। In case you haven't noticed, your poor hound spends all his time of late on the rear deck, whimpering like Gav in his cups. Something ain't right, and my gut tells me it not to do with his supply of antelope bones.
What is it this time, Torgal?
More than words. आज मैं सही बोलूं तो सोच रहा था स्टार्ट में ही कर लूं। I mean, लंच से पहले जो स्ट्रीम है उसमें ही खत्म कर दूंगा, पर इतने ज्यादा साइड क्वेस्ट आ गए अचानक। पता नहीं कर पाऊंगा कि नहीं अभी।
Say what you will, Lady Karen has seen her.
ना लेवल 50 पता नहीं उतना आसानी से हो भी पाएगा कि नहीं। हो कहाँ जा रहा हूँ मैं? लेवल 50 के लिए बहुत ज़्यादा चाहिए सही में। 46 पे हूँ और इसके लिए 50,000 चाहिए, और साइड क्वेस्ट से उतने ज़्यादा नहीं। ओह 6,000 एबिलिटी पॉइंट्स भी है। कौन सा इस्तेमाल करता हूँ? फेनिक्स शिफ्ट नहीं, कौन कौन से हैं यार अभी मेरे पास? इसका है, गरुड़ा का, इसका है ना। ठीक है लो। बहुत मुश्किल होगा पर देखते हैं, साइड क्वेस्ट खत्म करके देखते हैं 50 तक पहुंच पाता हूँ कि नहीं।
Pining for something, boy. What is it? What do you see out there?
वैसे कल मेरे जाने के बाद ब्लडबॉर्न का स्ट्रीम कैसा गया?
I never did ask where you got that anklet of yours.
From Sid, that's why. On the day he brought him home.
That long ago.
And you're only thinking to ask this now? Sid saw that the pup had a habit of gnawing on his leg, since you ask. Clap that there iron on him to keep him from doing it.
मारिया को मार दिया?
What's wrong, boy?
I'll take like as not. Must have been hard on the poor whelp losing his loving masters at such a young age. Doubly hard in being a frost wolf, torn away from his icons and all. Sid would always tell him, you want that iron gone, you find what it is you're looking for. I reckon what he was looking for was you.
ओ एक मिनट, नहीं मुझे अभी दिमाग में आ रहा है कि
Sorry for making you wait so long.
कल तो मैं बहुत देर तक उठा हुआ था, पूरे स्ट्रीम के एंड तक था आपके। नहीं, मारिया को नहीं मारा था, एटलीस्ट स्ट्रीम में नहीं।
Indeed. You miss Sid as much as the rest of us, don't you?
मारिया में थे ये लोग?
You want me to go with you somewhere?
वो नहीं, उसे भी मार दिया था। वो आग वाले के पास थे या मारिया के पास थे एंड में? मैं कंफ्यूज हो रहा हूँ।
Glad you've been paying attention.
Not nearly as much as you have, Lady Karen.
Aye, good thing and all. It's not like Gav would have kept him in nuts and rubbed his belly these past 10 summers.
वो चर्च वाले बंदे के पास थे ना? या फिर मैं कंफ्यूज हो रहा हूँ क्या बहुत?
Been a good friend to him.
Only because he doesn't talk back like the rest of you. Go on now.
Where to then, Torgal?
फॉलो टॉर्गल, देखते हैं कहाँ पे लेके जाता है ये हमारा बंदा। कहाँ ले जा रहा है, कहाँ ले जा रहा है? यार इतना ड्रिफ्ट हो रहा है, ये सीधा आगे चल रहा हूँ, ये इसकी तरफ जा रहा है। ये वाला तो मैंने किया था। मेरा हाथ बिल्कुल भी नहीं है वो जॉयस्टिक पे, ये पूरा ड्रिफ्ट की वजह से हुआ। ये पूरा अभी जो दाएं की तरफ गया, लेफ्ट की तरफ, पूरा का पूरा ड्रिफ्ट की वजह से हुआ है। मैंने छुआ भी नहीं था कंट्रोलर को रुकने के बाद।
All right, Torgal. Where are you taking me? I'm going to need a little bit more than that, boy. Do you have a better hint for me? Unless you've already given me one. Back on the rear deck.
हाँ, ये श्रीफ भाई जो थे उन्होंने कहा था कि ये इसे अगर किसी क्या बोलते हैं इलेक्ट्रिशियन या जो भी बोलते हैं उसके पास ले जाए तो वो ठीक कर सकते हैं।
I haven't been to the island in almost 20 years.
वो करना होगा। मैं एक और वो नहीं खरीदना चाहता कंट्रोलर।
mooring is still there.
ये भी हिलना मेरे वजह से नहीं था। ये ड्रिफ्ट ठीक कर सकता हूँ अगर किसी शॉप पे ले जाऊँ पैनली। और सही बोलूँ तो इसका 1.5 ईयर भी नहीं हुआ। मैं हर 1.5 ईयर में एक नया कंट्रोलर नहीं खरीद सकता। पागल नहीं हो गया हूँ मैं कि हर 1.5 ईयर में 4-5 हज़ार, बल्कि पहले 3-4 हज़ार हुआ करता था, आजकल तो कंट्रोलर 4-5 हज़ार के होते हैं।
It's
What?
still here.
बोल भाई आपने भी एक नया कंट्रोलर लिया था ना आधे साल पहले शायद कुछ
More than I remember.
आपका अभी ड्रिफ्ट का इश्यू था या
You might have to swim, boy. I wasn't being serious. This place hasn't changed at all. The rookery's right through those trees. Come on.
चलो
Race you there? I bet I could still beat you.
ओ इसका ए मुझे लगा था इतने छोटे एरिया के लिए एक लोकल मैप करेंगे एशन भाई स्ट्रीम में स्वागत है मेरा टाइम हमेशा सेम रहता है सिर्फ और सैटरडे संडे स्ट्रीम करता हूँ सुबह 11:15 to 2:30 और शाम के 4 बजे से 8 साढ़े 8 तक सैटरडे संडे
Wasn't it, Togo?
वैसे कैसे हो आशिन भाई
Coming here helped me to forget who I was. Or wasn't. Prince, shield. Son his mother could love.
मैं भी सब ठीक हूँ आशिन भाई
Any one of those things.
कैट की प्रिपरेशन कैसे जा रही है कैट अक्टूबर के आसपास होता है ना कैट सितंबर अक्टूबर
What is it, boy?
लास्ट संडे ऑफ
This is all from the
नवंबर
castle. And Phoenix Gate. Did you bring these here?
होपफुली आपके सारे प्रिपरेशन सही जा रहे हैं वैसे सेकिरो रन कैसे जा रहा है आपका
My sparring sword. Well. You never stopped looking for me, did you, boy? Thank you, Togo, for never giving up,
मॉक
never
टेस्ट
forgetting.
मुझे याद है जब मैं हर संडे एक मॉक टेस्ट लिखता था सैटरडे या संडे उसके लिए वो टाइम्स में जाता था मैं टाइम इंस्टीट्यूट
Let's take this with us, shall we? So I don't forget either.
क्या पढ़ाई इतनी ज़्यादा हो रही है क्या इस स्ट्रीम का समय ही नहीं मिल रहा
That's not the way back to the boat, Torgal. All right. I'm coming. I think I know where we're going.
Climbed a hill overlooking Rosalet. वैसे किसमें आप ज़्यादा अच्छे हो ये कैट एग्ज़ाम के दो पार्ट होते हैं ना एक कॉम्प्रिहेंशन इंग्लिश कॉम्प्रिहेंशन और एक क्या बोलते हैं उसे अपना दिमाग जिसमें लगाना होता है
People always talk about the importance of putting the past behind you. But without it, we wouldn't be who we are today. And we certainly can steer our way to a better tomorrow. Come on, Torgal. Let's go home.
हाँ, इंग्लिश लॉजिकल रीजनिंग, मैथ्स नया है। Oh, charred sparring sword. Clive's old sparring sword, salvaged by a faithful friend in the aftermath of the Ironblood invasion. 18 winters pass. Remember, Clive, your blade is not your only weapon. Rodney Murdoch. This is Torgal's attack potency. मैं खुद नहीं पढ़ने वाला, पहनने वाला मेरा मतलब। क्या हो गया? मेरे हिसाब से जब मैंने कैट एग्जाम लिखा था तब ये मैथ्स का नहीं था, सिर्फ इंग्लिश और लॉजिकल रीजनिंग था, और मैं लॉजिकल रीजनिंग में ज़्यादा अच्छा था इंग्लिश के तुलना में। ओके, ये क्वेस्ट हो गया ना, अभी वापस जाके दूसरा शुरू करते हैं। अभी के लिए जो लेटेस्ट वाला है वो सारे पहले ख़त्म करता हूँ, फिर इतने ज़्यादा हैं या इसी बेस में वो करूँगा। इस गेम की क्या बोलते हैं, मेन स्टोरी अच्छी है, गेम प्ले बुरा नहीं है, उसके अलावा स्टार्टिंग के साइड क्वेस्ट एकदम बकवास थे, बाद में थोड़े अच्छे होने लगे, थोड़े फिर भी ओके इस टाइप के थे, थोड़े उतना अच्छे नहीं थे हैं अभी भी। और हंट बोर्ड अच्छा है। आगे मेरा स्वord ये रहा ना, चार्ट स्पारिंग स्वord। और हाँ, ये तो है कि इसमें कट सीन्स बहुत ही ज्यादा हैं, बहुत ही लंबे हैं। अगर वैसे टाइप की गेम्स नहीं पसंद तो ये बिल्कुल भी नहीं है तुम्हारे लिए गेम। In search of a lost tomb. Reluctant as I am to add to your burdens, I would ask your aid in a personal matter, albeit one that may be beneficial to your cause. There exists ancient texts deemed so injurious to modern thought that mere possession is deemed a crime, and it was a chance encounter with one such tome from a distance that sparked within me the scholastic curiosity which burns to this very day. I wish to enlist your aid in reclaiming that text. Should you require further incentive, know that I am willing to offer compensation for the service rendered. An inconvenient truth.
Something tells me this is no mere adventure story.
इसके सीनरी सही में काफी अच्छा है। प्रायोरिटाइज करना था यार। इसके सीनरीज भी अच्छे हैं, और इसका कहाँ है गियर आइटम, गियर मेरा मतलब ये वाला मुझे बहुत सही लगता है। इसकी वजह से जो ये प्रिसीजन डॉज जब करते हैं ना, जो उसका जो कटसीन टाइप का बोल दो, एक्चुअल में कटसीन नहीं है पर जो होता है वो मुझे बहुत सही लगता है। ऐसे डॉज का तो फिर पूरा बैंड रहते हो तुम, और आग में रहते हो, आग से कवर्ड रहता हो, एकदम सही लगता है वो। दिखाऊंगा जब भी किसी से लड़ूंगा। क्विक टाइम इवेंट नहीं है वो, ये दिखाऊंगा जब किसी से लड़ूंगा, तो बहुत सही लगता है मुझे वो। अगर किसी साइड को इसमें लड़ने का मिला तो दिखाऊंगा वो।
Vivian, I read your note, and I'd be happy to help you find the book you're looking for.
Thank you, Clive.
मैंने Final Fantasy 14 और 15 खेला है।
Will not be easy. Are you sure?
Please. You have always granted me your wisdom and insight whenever I asked.
भाई ना भाई, स्ट्रीम में स्वागत है।
That I return the favor, or at least attempt to.
You are too kind.
15
Alas,
Final Fantasy
what I
15
ask
काफी
of
खेला है
you
मैंने।
is rather more trying than delivering the odd lecture. I spoke with Harpocrates to see if you had
7
any
Final
inkling
Fantasy
as to where
17
another
खेलने का भी
copy
काफी
might be
सोचा
found,
मैंने,
but
पर अब तक खेला नहीं है।
perhaps it is best that you hear the details from him.
आपने कोई Final Fantasy गेम खेला है एक्शन?
Forgive me, Clive, for asking this of you. But this book, it set me on the path to becoming who I am today. Its importance cannot be overstated.
Speak with her properties. मैंने भी सिर्फ 3 फाइनल फैंटेसी गेम्स खेले, फाइनल फैंटेसी 14, 15 और ये तीसरा है, तो मैं भी सही बोलूँ तो कुछ बोल नहीं सकता। और प्लस अगर आपके क्या बोलते हैं गेम जो पसंद है वो उसके साथ मैच करते हैं, क्या बोलते हैं वॉल्ट हंटर भाई के साथ मैच करते हैं, तो आपको शायद 15 तो बिल्कुल भी पसंद नहीं आएगा।
Ah, Clive, my boy. What a pleasure it is to see you.
Hippocrates. There's something I need to ask you. I've been charged with locating a book called From a Distance.
Then you seek a rare gem indeed. One whose name I had not thought to hear from your lips. You've been talking to Vivian.
Right as always. But she didn't seem keen to tell me very much.
15 भले पसंद आया, पर वॉल्ट हंटर भाई को शायद 14 सही लगा था, और 14 क्या बोलते MMO है।
Clive, if the young professor has tasked you with obtaining a copy, I fear she asks the impossible. The executors would not allow it.
The executors?
वैसे भाई ना भाई आपका वो क्या बोलते हैं ब्रॉनहॉला का वीडियो अच्छा था काफी, 1v1 स्पेशली।
Committed to the collection and intenebration of forbidden texts and technologies. One such text being the tome Vivian seeks. Chronicling as it
2v2 में तो पर जब देखा तो मुझे समझ में आया था किस लड़ाई पे ध्यान दो।
A tale which could overturn the established order were it ever to become widely known. Or, so rumor has it. I've never actually read the thing, or even set eyes on it for that matter.
How is it that I haven't heard of this organization?
Why, secrecy is the executor's watchword. They lurk in the shadows, emerging only to seize that which must be seized.
वैसे आशिन भाई अगर स्ट्रीम नहीं करता तो फिर भी कोई गेम खेलते हो क्या?
Before disappearing again, leaving nary a trace.
Which would explain why Vivian's copy was snatched from her grasp not long after she found it.
By the hand of the executors, yes.
But what drives them? Self-interest or ideology?
Fine question. Sadly, all that is known of the executors can be recounted in a single breath. You may just soon ask me of their origins, numbers, or the identities of their leaders. Any answer I give would be pure speculation.
Then my hunt was doomed from the first. What was Vivian expecting? That I'd pluck it from thin air?
Not from thin air, no. From ash. Rumors of the executors are rife among the scholars of Storm, but rather less so across the strait. I have a friend. Well,
सही बोलूं तो ये वुलोंग देखने के बाद ना न्यू वन थोड़ा कम मजेदार लग रहा है।
Upon which subject we would oft correspond.
खेलने में तो पता नहीं, पर वही होता है।
Skies fell dark. And no doubt he
फ्रॉम सॉफ्टवेयर का भी देखो, एल्डन रिंग खेलने के बाद अगर कोई डार्क सोल्स गेम में जाओगे ना,
it is possible.
बहुत खराब लगेगा।
Copy of From a Distance yet rests upon one of his many shelves, quietly awaiting discovery. If you were, by some chance,
ट्रांसफॉर्म कर सकता है, पर तुम्हारे कंट्रोल में नहीं है।
poor man's library, I know his soul would rest easier.
Very well.
ये गेम की स्टोरी के हिसाब से ही ट्रांसफॉर्म करता है, हम खुद नहीं कर सकते।
I'll be sure to pay Garnick a visit.
चलो निकलते हैं। मेक फॉर गार्निक ना कहाँ पर है? ये रहा। यार इतना ड्रिफ्ट मत हो मेरे भाई। वही होता है ना, ये जो डेवलपर्स होते हैं वो जैसे जैसे गेम्स बनाते हैं उनको और समझ में आता है, तो वो जो पिछले गेम्स में मिस्टेक्स किए थे, गलतियां गेम प्ले वो सब में, उससे ज़्यादा वो नए गेम में नहीं करेंगे, और बल्कि ज़्यादा अच्छा लगा था लोगों को पिछले गेम में, उस पर ज़्यादा ध्यान देंगे, तो ज़्यादा अच्छा गेम प्ले लूप बना सकते हैं अगले गेम में। तो ये रिफाइनमेंट की बात है, जैसे जैसे डेवलपर्स और गेम्स बनाएंगे उनके क्या बोलते हैं गेम प्ले लूप भी ज़्यादा रिफाइन होते जाता है.
The entire village looks abandoned. Now, which house would a bookworm live in?
E-skill. Yeah. एक संदूक यहाँ पे. कोई लड़ाई नहीं हो रही है सही बोलूं तो बहुत समय से. यहाँ पे मुझे लगता है कोई ना कोई लड़ाई होगी. अगर ये एग्जीक्यूटिव्स वैसे उन सब की बात कर रहे हैं तो डेफिनेटली लड़ाई होगी. कंप्लीट बोटैनी ऑफ बेन्स. Atrophidia or tail of wyvern, white of flower and black of root, the latter of which gives you an inky gall when cut or crushed. The tribesmen of Nortenstorm prick their skin with oaken needles soaked in such, drawing curious patterns about their arms and legs in honor of the heathen gods. The gall is passing toxicate, that a single drop taken by mouth may result in cramp most painful for 5 days and 5 nights, or if applied to a wound, certain death. Should a slip of the needle end a young warrior's life, it is said that his skin print failed to find favor among the heavens.
His interests were certainly varied.
The folklorist fabulary, the Mughal. No spirit or sprite appears more often in Valestian folktales than the humble Mughal. Though they are occasionally painted as mischievous souls akin to pixies or imps, most stories depict them as clumsy yet congenial spirits who delight in helping mankind with their daily labors. They are said to have sweet tooths, leading to the common superstition that one must not leave cakes or other sweet meats uncovered overnight, lest nor remain but crumbs come morning. In appearance, they are described as being covered head to toe in soft white fur, except the small dark wings by which they are somehow able to take flight, and the brightly colored pom-poms they protrude from the tops of their heads. And yet, there is one detail regarding the Mughal that most find more remarkable. That even the orb that tops its brow, the fact that the creatures actually exist. Preposterous, I hear you say. Everybody knows that Mughal are the stuff of legend. I quite agree, but every legend has its basis in truth. And in case of the Mughal, the fact may be not so dissimilar to fiction. Ancient bestiaries list the white mole whose feet do not touch the ground among the beasts of the realm, and the illustration beside the name, why it is none other than the Mughal. Of course, it is true that the creatures are not known to still survive in the twins in the modern day. Perhaps their miniature wings carried them to other climes. Perhaps they were hunted to extinction, or perhaps, just perhaps, they do still live among us, hidden away far from human view. ये एक रीज़न मैंने ये स्ट्रीम में एक्चुअली शुरू की थी कि मैं डेस्टिनी बहुत ज़्यादा खेलता था. मैं दूसरे गेम्स भी खेलना चाहता था, पर जब भी मैं अपना प्ले स्टेशन खोलता था हमेशा मेरे हाथ क्या बोलते हैं डेस्टिनी की तरफ खोलने पे चले जाते थे अपने आप. तो मैं सोचा कि अगर स्ट्रीम करूँगा तो मैं और दूसरे गेम्स भी खेलना शायद शुरू कर दूँ. तो उसके वजह से ही मैंने शुरू किया. और बल्कि स्ट्रीमिंग की वजह से मेरे डेस्टिनी खेलने का समय एक्चुअली कम हो रहा है. और मैं जब समय भी मिलता है तो हमेशा नहीं खेलता हूँ मैं डेस्टिनी. पहले तो जब भी समय मिलता था मैं डेस्टिनी खोल देता था. From a distance, Chapter 6, The Fall of the Bearers. The emergence of the first magic adepts was widely heralded as a gift from the gods. Indeed, the title with which those with the gift came to be commonly known as most likely a contraction of bearer of the heavenly blessing. The wording used by the tribunes of the time. Those born with the blessing were lauded as living crystals and granted high office and plentiful reward for their status as chosen ones. Over the years, this reverence for the kind would become a full-fledged religion led by the bearers themselves, a development that would prove fateful. The diverse nation of the time were unanimous of the disapproval of the founding of the church, while the authorities had for years welcomed bearers into positions of power in their own structure of state. They were mistrusting of an organization led by bearers for bearers. Efforts were immediately made to chasten the church and its followers, banning members from holding office, evicting adherents from their homes, and breaking up meeting by force. The church responded by forming a volunteer army to resist this persecution, and yet it continued, creating a cycle of ever increasing bloodshed and rancor and a growing rift between those born with blessing and those without. What began with beatings and street clashes would eventually spill over into an all-out war that consumed the greater part of the Twins for nigh a generation and decimated the population of men and bearers both. The deluge of blood that stained the land crimson left an everlasting mark upon the minds of the Valestian people. After the bearers' last resistance was crushed, the nations of Valencia came together to sign the Continental Accord that initiated the system of slavery that persists across the realm to this day. Its well-known phrase, bearers are other than human, has its root in the bitter war of the years before, being the unblessed's only excuse for their calamitous refusal to allow the blessed to decide their own destiny. मिल गया?
This is it. But if what it says is true, I need to get this back to the hideaway.
Well, क्लास में मज़े करो अगर मज़े कर सकते हो क्लास में तो, और कैट के प्रिपरेशन के लिए ऑल द बेस्ट, और स्ट्रीम में भी जोड़ने के लिए फिर से धन्यवाद. मैं आपसे मोस्ट प्रॉब्ली आज रात को मिलूंगा वॉल्ट हंटर की स्ट्रीम में. Royal Intelligencer Training Report. In the wake of the tragic fire at Caernarvon in 873 V and the subsequent depletion of our most highly practiced intelligencers, all mainland strongholds were instructed to redouble training in clandestine maneuvers, improvised weaponry, and assassination techniques, and dispatch promising volunteers to Stonehere for inspection. This report details progress made by the stronghold at Garnick in reinvigorating Valud's ranks of esteemed intelligencers. Okay, अब लड़ाई होगी. देखते हैं क्या कौन आएगा मुझसे लड़ने.
Leaving so soon, stranger? We've been watching you from a distance, so to speak.
Subtle. I know who you are.
Then we need not waste time on introductions. Hand me the book. Leave it in our care and return to your life.
Your care? Do you mean to burn it or bury it?
That is not my decision to make. But by one means or another, its contents shall be removed from the common record.
Then I'll have to politely refuse. I won't let you erase our history.
Then we find ourselves at an impasse. Very well. The book can just as easily be pried from your dead hand.
एक बड़ा वाला बंदा भी है. सबसे ज़्यादा समय तो इसके साथ ही लगेगा. ओह नहीं नहीं नहीं. में क्या? क्या? अबे नहीं. सही में यार सारे मिस कर रहा हूं मैं. फाइनली क्या हो रहा है मेरे साथ? नहीं नहीं नहीं, अब मैं कर पा रहा हूँ ना प्रिसिजन डॉजेस. अरे ये मिस हो गया. Precision dodge. Yeah. अभी भी नहीं हुआ है. हो गया 1.5 150%. इतना ज़्यादा डैमेज किया यार इसे. एंड तक वो इस्तेमाल करते रहा मैं. इस अटैक का नाम याद नहीं. फ्लेयर ब्रेथ. Enemy slain. और वो बंदा कहाँ चले गया? ओह ये रहा.
Impressive. But we have other means. We shall claim the book yet.
Why do you want it so badly anyway?
It lays out in no uncertain terms the vanity and avarice of mankind. It tells the shameful history of the persecution and oppression of a gifted few by a giftless many. Would you say that this interpretation was correct?
I don't know.
You don't know. Your sword may be sharp, but your wits are dull. So let me answer for you. There is no correct interpretation of history. That a series of events took place may be proved beyond a doubt. But there can be no single, immutable explanation as to why they came to pass. It is a question of numbers and of belief. If enough people believe that a set of events occurred for a reason, that belief becomes the truth.
So you're trying to control the truth?
We are trying to protect people from themselves, from knowledge that would bring them naught but pain. That is all. You may keep the book, for now. The world is small. We shall meet again. Until then.
Wait. Damn it. Let's get this back to Vivian. Perhaps she can explain what that was all about.
Return from a distance to Vivian. ये मेन क्वेस्ट. पहले सारे साइड क्वेस्ट करना, उसके बाद जाके वो फाइनली उससे लड़ूंगा अल्टीमा से. इतने ज़्यादा साइड क्वेस्ट यार एंड में दे रहे हैं के बाद एक. थोड़ा स्प्रेड आउट कर देते हैं.
Vivian. I found it. The book you lost.
No mention is made as to the name of the author, whether that is because the title page has been lost to time or because the tome was published anonymously. It is impossible to say.
You found it. Thank you, Clive. Even though I asked this of you, I was not entirely sure it would be possible. I feared the executors had seized every copy.
I met with one of these executors, and I convinced him to let me keep it. He told me something. That the truth is just a matter of collective belief. And that if enough people believe a lie, that lie becomes the truth.
It does. But it also means that the truth is not immutable. That it can be changed. Provided that those who wish to change it can convince enough people that their perspective is the correct one. As the sad history of the bearers proves.
You said that the book inspired you to become a scholar.
It did. Or its author, rather. She was a heretic, you see. A firebrand and a dissenter. A gallows stood ready for her in every corner of the realm. And by shunning society, or perhaps being shunned by it, she stumbled upon a truth so potent that an entire realm trembled at the prospect of its utterance. I, too, have always felt somehow set apart from the world of men. A stranger to my own species. She taught me that my solitude was not a curse, but a gift. And that, though my journey to the truth might be a lonely one, what I found at my destination would be more than worth the cost.
Do you still feel that way? That you're not one of us?
Honestly, I'm not entirely sure anymore. Since coming to the hideaway, I find my thinking somewhat clouded. Perhaps the result of studying mankind from a rather closer perspective than I had intended. But the more I study, the more I find value in this perspective. In looking not from the outside, but from within. So if you'll permit me, I'd like to continue my work here. Remember, Clive, when enough people believe, belief begets truth. Give the men and women of this benighted world the gift of truth. Make them believe in you, as I do.
I'll try, Vivian. I'll try.
Vivian Ninetales Scholarly Headwear, awarded to her upon the completion of her studies at the University of Canberra. Give the men and women of this benighted world the gift of truth. Make them believe in you, as I do. Vivian Ninetales. एक और नया आ गए अब ये इसका क्या बोलते हैं एस क्लास वाले थोड़े और आ गए मेरे हिसाब से हंट बोर्ड चलो अभी के लिए थोड़े और है नाजेर कौस ब्रेका ये बहुत अनॉय कर रहा है सही में
Sid, I was wondering if you could help me.
It depends what with.
A bearer, but recently freed from his bonds, is keen to join the Curse Breakers. As you know, the work we do is not easy, which is why we test every volunteer's suitability. I was hoping you could oversee this one's evaluation.
I don't mind, but why this one?
Because he wants to be a scout. Our ranks are filled with men and women capable of breaking chains and putting slavers to the sword. But scouting, we're few with the nose for that, which is why we still rely so heavily on Gav. And since he accompanies you on so many of your missions, I thought you might be better placed to recognize the traits in him that we should look for in those who'd fill his boots.
Sounds reasonable.
So you're happy to oversee the boys' test, then?
Hello, trial and error.
One can never have too many scouts.
Truer words, Sid. I'll let the initiate know that you'll be attending his trial, and that he is to proceed directly to Northreach in readiness.
No time like the present, eh?
No time like the present. I'll await you there.
Northreach. I don't suppose they could have chosen somewhere closer.
कितना ज़्यादा ड्रिफ्ट हो रहा है? सही में यार बहुत ज़्यादा ड्रिफ्ट हो रहा है। यार फाइनली यहाँ पे फास्ट ट्रैवल भी नहीं कर पा रहा हूँ ड्रिफ्ट की वजह से।
There might at least have mentioned where in Northreach he'd be testing this recruit.
And what can I do for you?
मैं एक पोशन ले लेता हूँ।
I do like a customer who knows what he wants.
और 50,000 ना, ठीक है?
You've a keen eye.
चलो, देखते हैं।
I'm nervous. Is it all right to be nervous?
I don't care either way, so long as you do as I tell you. Well met, Sid. This is the initiate. Ember, present yourself.
At your service, Master.
Please, just Sid. There are no masters here. Your life is your own.
Oh, of course. Thank you, Sid. The sergeant says you'll be evaluating me at my trial.
To become a scout, yes. You are aware of the dangers inherent in that role.
I am. But I swore I'd face them. Just like the man who saved my life.
And who would that be?
Gav. It was him who found me and freed me. No magic, no support, just one man and his nose. Came and sniffed me out. It taught me what one man can do if he puts his mind to it. And I've been training ever since, so that one day I can be someone's saviour, just like Gav was mine.
I'm sure he'd be flattered.
You clearly have good intentions, Ember. And it sounds like you're under no illusions. Stick to this path and you'll make a fine curse breaker.
So, what? Have I passed?
You haven't even started yet. Now listen. Here is an Imperial... Guards there record all their sightings in a logbook. You are to find it and bring it here.
And bring it here, right. Anything else?
No. Sneaking into a heavily guarded Imperial post would be quite sufficient. You will need to assess the situation, determine a point of entry, create a distraction and effect an escape, all without being discovered and thrown into an Imperial oubliette.
Ember, Gav isn't our best scout because he can do everything. It's essential that you know your limits.
Know my limits, right. I won't let you down.
It shouldn't be as dangerous as I made out. But keep a weather eye on him all the same, would you?
On my way. All right, Ember. Impress me.
Even now, the capital has moved. The Empire keeps the watchtowers overlooking royal meadows and the Sea of Grace manned. But only by a skeleton crew. It's a trial, not a death sentence.
गोल घूम रहा है ये. मैं कुछ भी नहीं कर रहा हूँ. ये पूरा का पूरा ये ड्रिफ्ट की वजह से हो रहा है. यार रुक जा. नप नहीं रुक रहा. बहुत अच्छा है. Chocobo.
Good girl.
और इसके साथ चलते हैं. तो ऊपर मैं गया तो हूँ डेफिनेटली. पहले भी किसके लिए गया था मैं इधर? कौन था यहाँ पे? कौन सा हंट था या क्या था उधर? वो क्यों रुका ये? क्या बोलते हैं? एम्ब्रोशिया क्यों रुका? इसके चीख की वजह से क्या? तो मुझे लगता है मैं यहाँ पे गया हूँ. ये वाले एरिया ढूंढने की वजह से ये पूरा खुल गया मेरे हिसाब से.
These are clean kills. Perhaps young Ember really is ready. Or maybe not.
कुछ ज्यादा ही जल्दी बोल दिया.
Damn it.
Ember, draw your sword!
I can't!
Then run!
If you want him, you'll have to go through me.
आजा. नहीं. अरे यार. नहीं टाइम पे नहीं गया. अरे यार. या ये फाइनल पीछे डॉज आ गया. एक ऑपरेशन डॉज. अरे यार एक और बस शॉट मारना था. मैं उसी का ही कर रहा था. इसे क्या बोलते हैं? सेमी स्टैगर करने की कोशिश कर रहा था मैं, इससे पहले कि वो मुझे मुझ पर हमला कर सके. नहीं कर पाया अनफॉर्चुनेटली. ओह शिट. और 50% हो गया ना. हाँ भाई यार ये ड्रिफ्ट की वजह से ये मिस हो जाएंगे काफी. मर गया. और सिर्फ 600 एक्सपीरियंस मिला उसके लिए.
Ember, are you... Gone. Of course. Scouts really are a rare breed. Back to Northreach it is then.
Oh well. Scout नहीं मिल पाया हमें. क्या कर सकते हैं? चलो नॉर्थ रीच फास्ट फॉरवर्ड फास्ट ट्रैवल फास्ट फॉरवर्ड क्या बोल रहा हूँ ये मूवी एक तरीके की मूवी है काफ़ी इतने ज़्यादा कटसीन है कि आधी मूवी आधी गेम है पर अभी मूवी नहीं था तो फास्ट फॉरवर्ड नहीं फास्ट ट्रैवल इस्तेमाल करना चाहिए था.
I didn't expect you back so soon. Where is Ember? How did he fare?
I thought I'd find him with you. He must have fled. I followed him to Eastwatch, where I found him being set upon by a wild Avis. He was just standing there. Didn't even draw his sword. I had to step in and take care of things. But by the time I had, he was nowhere to be seen. I assumed he'd set off in your direction, but apparently not.
I'm sorry, Sid. I knew the boy had a nervous streak, but he seemed like...
The right man for the job? I believe this is the logbook you tasked me with retrieving.
Eh? How did you... Don't you tell me you breached the tower while Sid was busy saving your skin.
What? Wasn't that what you asked me to do? To bring the thing back without getting caught?
He has you there, Nazaire. And he did it all on his own.
But Sid, he
did what he thought was best. And now I have to decide whether I agree.
Of course. We'll await your evaluation back at the hideaway. Don't you leave my sight.
Yes, Sergeant.
This won't be an easy decision.
और कंट्रोल मिलते ही ड्रिफ्ट शुरू. और इतना बुरा ड्रिफ्ट हो रहा है यार. सही में बहुत बुरा ड्रिफ्ट हो रहा है ये इसका. मैं ओके बोल दूंगा अगर मुझे फैसला करने का मौका मिला तो.
You should have seen him. The thing didn't stand a chance.
Yeah, neither did you, I hear. Welcome back, Sid.
Welcome back, Sid.
Yes. Welcome back. Trip wasn't too much of a pain in the arse, I hope. Truth be told, it was me who suggested roping you in to help with the trial. But from what I hear, things didn't go quite as planned.
No, they most certainly did not.
सही बोलूं तो मैं यस अभी बोलने की बात कर रहा था पर अगर असल में देखा जाए तो वो अगर अपना तलवार इस्तेमाल नहीं कर सकता है तो काफ़ी प्रॉब्लम में होगा. चलो यस कर देते हैं. अरे यार यस दबाना चाहता हूँ एक्स पर मेरा उंगली दब रही नहीं है एक्स पे. थोड़ा सोचना चाहता हूँ मैं इसके बारे में. मैं नो पे जाना चाहता हूँ सही बोलूँ तो पर उसने किया जो चाहिए था. चलो यस के साथ ही जाते हैं.
Ember lost his nerve in the face of a beast of prey, but he didn't lose heart. He pressed on, and he achieved his aim. And is that not what we ask of our scouts?
Indeed it is. Thank you for your honest appraisal, Sid. The fact remains, however, that Ember will not always have a battle-hardened warrior on hand to pluck him from the jaws of peril. All I have gleaned from this trial is that without someone watching his back, Ember is little more than a liability.
Wait, Sergeant. Ember still has much to learn, it's true. And this time he was found wanting. But I'd say he's due a second chance, nonetheless. After all, he did do as you asked.
With a bit of hard work, any hand can be made to hold a blade, and any mind can conquer its fears. But a scout's nose is different. You've either got one, or you ain't. And by sniffing out that log, Young Ember here has shown he has a conch and a half. Wouldn't do to waste it now, would it?
Fine. One more chance.
I'll do whatever you ask. I'll spend my days and nights in the pit if I have to. I'll show you. Just you wait.
Daft as a brush, that one. But his heart's in the right place. Just like someone else we know. And if you ask me, we've been leaning on him for far too long. That time the Cursebreakers took some of the weight off his shoulders, I reckon.
It couldn't hurt.
Just don't tell Gav I said so, will you? I won't have him thinking he's been hard done by. Next thing you know, he'll be asking for a day off. Chance would be a fine thing. Back to work.
Forgive me, Sid. This did not play out as I expected.
Things really do these days. But that's why we need men like Ember more than ever. Men who can make the best out of a bad situation. Remember that.
I will, Sid. Thank you.
$50 लेवल तक मुझे नहीं लगता मैं पहुंच पाऊंगा. Reduces pile drive cooldown by 4.2 seconds. Okay.
Sid, I wanted you to know. I will be taking personal responsibility for Ember's combat training. And I will not let you down.
Okay. अच्छे से सिखा देना उसे.
Something about it.
ये कोई नया नहीं है.
You be careful up there. If you happen to snag your britches on anything, be sure to bring them back to me. I'll get them patched up right away.
ओह ये ड्रिफ्ट मुझे बहुत अनॉय कर रहा है. एक यहाँ पे नोबडी स्टूल. ये जोशुआ का क्या है? वेयर देयर इज अ विल. जोशुआ ही है या फिर हाँ जोशुआ ही है. और मैं क्या पहले ये करता हूँ नोबडी स्टूल. और इस बंदी का नाम क्या था इसका? डोरिस.
Sid, do you have a moment?
By all means.
It's my old master. Seems there's no escaping her. She found some way to send me a letter. And something else. Records from a Waluda prison. Seems they were keeping a lot of bearers there.
How did she come by such a thing?
Finding bearers always was her strong point. And it seems the cells of Balmung Dark are full of them. Foreign captives, the masterless. Bearers no one would miss. And even better for her, bearers with no one to look after them. When ether started lapping at the walls, the jailers fled.
Leaving the bearers to be liberated by whoever happened to come along next.
Sid, I'd like to believe that I've earned your trust by now. And while I'm well aware that you've forbidden Cursebreakers from traveling to Waloed, I can't let those bearers die in their cells. I'd rather risk shipwreck on the Shadow Coast than leave them to starve.
हमें एस्कॉर्ट करना होगा उसे बालमंग डार्क को.
We'll be needing the Enterprise if we're going to navigate the Narrow.
Does that mean...
I'm making an exception, but we travel together. And we stay no longer than we have to. Ash is an inhospitable place at the best of times. We save as many as we can, and we leave.
Thank you, Sid. There was a name in the prison register. A name from my past. Chadwick. Another of my former master's protégés. A gifted soldier, and the closest thing I had to family. The thought of him held captive in that place.
He must be very important to you.
He was. Is.
Then we find him.
The entrance to the prison lies in the shadow of Ravenwit Walls, just beyond the portcullis. We should head there as quickly as we can. I only pray there are still bearers alive to save.
As do I, Doris.
Nobody's stool.
How long has it been since the jailers of Balmung abandoned their charges? Without food or water, they won't last long.
ओह कोई ड्रिफ्ट नहीं. इतना सही लग रहा है ये. बस ऐसे खड़ा हुआ है. कुछ हिल रहा नहीं कुछ नहीं. तो ज़्यादा देर तक नहीं होगा वो, अनफॉर्चुनेटली। देखा, फास्ट ट्रैवल का हो गया इससे पहले कि वो ड्रिफ्ट उससे साइड में हो जाए, और सब को साइड में कर दे। थोड़े समय के लिए ही था। वो यहाँ पे है, रेवन विथ वॉल्स। हाँ,
Doris is waiting for me near Balmung Dark. The longer she's out in the open, the more likely she is to be found by a Kashik. I need to hurry.
और मैं क्या इसके साथ ही जा रहा हूँ। मैं सोच रहा था भागते हुए जाऊँगा, पर ना, बहुत समय लगेगा। और ये भी बाएं की तरफ मुड़ रहा है ड्रिफ्ट की वजह से। बॉम्ब, और इसका नाम क्या है? और बुलिया 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 कुछ।
There were no guards, I take it.
None manning the gates, no. It's a different story inside, though. The corridors are crawling with Akashic. Most likely guards left behind when the wardens ran. If Chadwick was being held here, I worry that he may already be.
Don't give up hope just yet. But let's move quickly. Let me check the ground floor. The ether's thickest there.
Then I'll search the upper level. Good luck, Sid. Stay safe.
Are the floods inside the walls? Bad enough to turn a bearer? I hope not. We're risking a lot just being here. Better keep my eyes open for signs of life.
उसको खोल सकता हूँ, पर यहाँ पे भी कुछ होगा मेरे हिसाब से, एक संदूक पीछे की तरफ।
Locked up tight.
ओके, इसी की तरफ जाना था। कोई की भी नहीं है मेरे हिसाब से। की यहाँ पे मिलेगी। यूज की लगा लिखा हुआ था, तो मुझे लगा कि ऑलरेडी की है। आकाश 6 है जो भी है। Chavi? Balmung Dark, Writ of Designation. The Kingdom of Alud hereby designates this facility a prisoner for the detainment of bearers, both foreign and domestic. The purpose of this facility is to rear and train a Kuza beast for deployment in the field. The aforementioned purpose is a matter of strictest secrecy, and any mention thereof is to be punishable by death. Captive bearers have been provided solely for the pursual of the aforementioned purpose. Express permission is required for use of bearers in any other capacity.
So this place was no ordinary prison. And I doubt they'll have taken the creature with them when they fled.
Okay, तो हम किसी से लड़ने वाले हैं। मैंने कब सेव किया एक बेरर को? मुझे याद नहीं। ऊपर जाके देखते हैं यहाँ पे से। अरे यहाँ ऊपर नहीं करना है, नीचे ही है जो भी करना है। सही में क्या सही में यार हील करना होगा अपने आप को थोड़ा, पर ये 15 गेल दे रहा है बस। मुझे नीचे की तरफ जाना है, यहाँ पे कुछ नहीं मिलेगा, बस समय बर्बाद कर रहा हूँ। यहाँ पे नीचे कैप्टिव बेरर्स को रेस्क्यू करना है और फिर बीच में जाके उससे लड़ेंगे। जो कोई भी यहाँ पे है बड़ा बंदा। और ये मर गए। मेरे हिसाब से ये इंस्पेक्ट करने से ही वो क्या बोलते हैं रेस्क्यू बेरर्स का हो जाएगा। देखते हैं। Recommendation concerning Kuza beast deployment. The Kuza has long been recognized as an especially aggressive species. This being the case, it was hoped that successful deployment on the battlefield might be a means of inflicting heavy casualties on the enemy. In exercises conducted thus far, however, the beast has proven incapable of distinguishing between allied and enemy combatants. As such, deployment alongside regular troops is not recommended. It is proposed instead that bearer captives be employed in order to draw enemy focus, and the beasts then drive into the fray in order to achieve maximum benefit with minimal loss of Waluda lives.
Minimal loss of Waluda lives. And what happens when they run out of bearers? Even the Imperials take better care of their branded than that.
हाँ, ये 2 हो गए। जबकि हमने किसी भी बेरर को कैप्टिव बेरर को आज़ाद नहीं किया अब तक। Memorandum on Kuza beast feeding. Recent supply shortages left us with insufficient resources to feed the Kuza entrusted to our care. Fortunately, the creature was observed to kill and consume the bearers assigned to fight beside it in a mock battle conducted as part of its training. The beast was further observed to enter a state of visible contentment upon feeding in this way, suggesting that live bearers may be its preferred source of sustenance. While this behavior is unexpected, it is not unwelcome. Bearers no longer of use for training purposes can now be repurposed as required.
They were feeding bearers to it. This is even worse than I'd feared. Nothing but a Akashic down here. Hopefully things are looking better upstairs. I should go and see how Doris is getting on.
अब ऊपर जा सकता हूँ मैं। ऊपर जाके मेरे हिसाब से ऊपर से हम वो गुजा बीस्ट को दिखेगा हमें ऊपर से। वो यार सही में बहुत नहीं कर रहा है ड्रिफ्ट। इसको मेरे हिसाब से नहीं खोल सकता। हाँ ये डोरिस यहाँ पे देखते हैं इससे क्या मिला।
No luck downstairs. But I did find out that this place was more than just a prison. Something far more sinister was happening here.
I know. I've been reading some of these documents and it can't be true, can it? Bearers die every day in service of their masters, but this is so much worse. Pitting bearers against a wild beast armed with nothing but their wits? And all in order to bring about more death. And not just those who could fight, but the elderly, children even, and those who wouldn't or couldn't were disposed of. Whatever that means.
I'm afraid it means they were fed to the monstrosity they kept here.
Then we're too late. And I was a fool to bring you here.
Don't say that. Did you find anything else?
A key. But it doesn't fit any of the locks on this floor.
Perhaps it will fit one of the doors downstairs. There's a corridor I haven't searched yet. Finish up here, then come and find me when you're ready.
All right. I'll be there in a moment. If we don't find any survivors, we've risked our lives for nothing. Take care. That creature might still be here somewhere.
ओह इतना सही लगता है जब ड्रिफ्ट नहीं हो रहा है। तो कुछ करना होगा यार, मैं एक और नया नहीं खरीदने चाहता है। मरा। एम्प्टी शॉट, 30 चंक्स किसी चीज का, और बाकी जो भी था एक और चीज। और अब जाके वो जो पहला कॉरिडोर जहाँ पे हम जाने की कोशिश कर रहे थे उधर जाके दरवाजा खोलने का मिल गया हमें। मेरे हिसाब से चैडविक बचेगा या फिर वो जिंदा रहेगा, पर डोरिस को बचाने के चक्कर, वो कूजा से बचाने के चक्कर में मर जाएगा, या फिर कुछ ऐसा होगा। देखते हैं कैसे क्या रुझ जाता है।
Let's see what we can find down here.
We will find Kuza the Beast, जिसको मैं आसानी से मार दूंगा ऑफ कोर्स। एम्बर, एम्बर नहीं एम्बर, एम्बर और एम्बर अलग होता है।
Survivor. And she sounds close.
ओके, उससे बात करूंगा, तो पहले ये लेना है, 4 chunks of clutch mine।
Who are you?
There's no need to be afraid. Are you alone? Are there any other survivors?
Some of the guards. They're still here. But something's wrong with them. Everyone else was eaten by the monster.
Of course there were.
Thank the Founder.
It was worth our coming. But I'd rather we didn't linger. Are you ready?
Ready when you are. You poor thing. He must have been terrified.
Did Chadwick send you?
What?
He fought the monster. Distracted it so I could run away. He must have sent you. He promised to free the others too. Where is he? He opened your cell, didn't he? He wouldn't be here otherwise.
Chadwick.
Was that?
Monster's back! Chadwick, help!
We have to get out of here.
Doris, keep the girl safe.
All right. You put that bearer-eating bastard in the ground.
Good.
I'll look after the girl. You teach that thing a lesson.
Oh,
You're
damn.
safe now. We won't let it hurt you.
It's out there waiting for me. I can't let it live.
Oh.
Not if it's got a taste for bearers.
ये मुझे लगा था एक नॉर्मल कोई एक मॉन्स्टर होगा, पर ये तो एक बहीमत है। ये तो रीकलर्ड बहीमत हो या जो भी हो, पर बहीमत है। फक। ओके, इसको कैसे खोलूं मैं? मालूम है कहाँ पे जाना है, पर जाऊं कैसे? ओह, ये रहा। कूजा बीस्ट। ओह, बाउंटी था ये। सही है।
The beast will wreak havoc if it ever leaves the prison. I can't let that happen.
ये वाला हमला मुझे याद है मॉन्स्टर हंटर में, इसका बहुत परेशान किया था इसने। जा जा जा, मारते रहे।
this one.
Oh shit. Yeah.
Well done, Tom.
Ja. इसके खिलाफ इस्तेमाल करना ही होगा। ओह, दो एक के बाद एक था। मुझे लगा सिर्फ एक ही होगा। इतना आसानी से नहीं करूँगा। अब मालूम है मुझे तेरा हमला। इसका हमला जो पिछले भाई में से लड़ा था उससे थोड़ा अलग है। ये क्या? 10, 15, 20, 25, 30। ओके, ये वाले। हाँ। सही में? कैसे लगी मुझे? मैं उसके हमले से दूर था। वो डैश वाले हमले से दूर था मैं। मुझे सिर्फ और सिर्फ वो मीटियर वाले हमले से बचना चाहिए था। अरे यार, दोनों के दोनों प्रिसीजन नहीं है। फाइनली या 10-15 गलत वाला बटन दबाया यार। R1 दबाना था, मैंने R2 दबा दिया। काफी अच्छा डैमेज कर रहा हूँ। अबे यार, फिर से ये ओह फक। मेरा पूरा का पूरा ये गया। स्टोन स्किन और ये आइटम इस्तेमाल करना होगा यार। भूल गया इसको इस्तेमाल करना। आजा। वो नया हमला था। पीछे से उतना मारा नहीं था इससे पहले मैंने। अरे अरे यार, हील। क्या कर रहा हूँ मैं सही में? पता नहीं क्या कर रहा हूँ यार। इसके हमले इतने लग रहे हैं जो लगने नहीं चाहिए। सही में मैं ध्यान भी नहीं दे रहा था इसके एचपी पे। मुझे लगा थोड़ा और समय लगेगा इसे मारने में। आसानी से मर गया सही बोलूँ तो। While it certainly hasn't stopped kings and blah blah blah. Vehement shackle, ये दूसरा vehement shackle है मेरा।
Finally.
Sid, Are you hurt?
I'm fine. I think.
No.
What is it?
A diary. I gave it to Chadwick before we went our separate ways. He was here. Do you think that creature?
I'm sure he fought bravely to the last. The girl is safe thanks to him.
Chadwick. You fool.
Come on. We have to get her back to the hideaway. We don't want his sacrifice to have been in vain.
No. Of course not. I'll see that she's looked after from now on. It's the least I can do.
From what I hear, you've barely left the girl's side in days. I hope she's recovering from her ordeal.
She is. Slowly but surely. She's far tougher than she looks. I thank the flames we found her. If we hadn't...
I know. But we did. I'm sorry we weren't able to save Chadwick.
There's no need to apologize. Without your help, I would never have found out what happened to him. How he fought to the bitter end to save her. To save Haida Marie. That's the man I remember. The man I thought of as a brother.
I wish I could have met him. I'd like to hear more about your past. If you don't mind, that is.
Of course. You already met my former master. She trained Chadwick and I to do two things. Kill and obey. We were supposed to be sold to the highest bidder when the time came. But no bid was ever high enough to convince her to part with us. For years we were her daggers in the shadows. But we could never quite shake our doubts about the things she made us do. And then, one day, we just couldn't do them anymore. So we escaped. But staying together was out of the question. They would have found us too easily. After so many years of training, the pull to serve was always strong. It scared me to think he might have taken another master, become a dagger in someone else's hand.
But even in captivity, the battles he fought were his own. And he died not as someone's tool, but as a hero.
Haida Marie is proof of that. Bearers can cast off their shackles. And the Cursebreakers will show them how. I'll fight until my dying breath to see it done. For Chadwick, and for all of us.
Thank you, Doris. We'll be counting on you.
Reduces गंगनीर कूलडाउन टाइम बाय 2.0 सेकेंड्स। गंगनीर तो उसका हथियार था ओडिन का, अगर मैं गलत नहीं हूँ तो मतलब ये ओडिन का कोई एक हमला है गंगनीर, और क्या होगा। ओके और एक और आ गया, वाह भाई वाह। एक और या दो और, पता नहीं कितने, मालूम भी नहीं पड़ता ये देखने जब तक इसको खोलूं ना। तो कम से कम 6 हैं, ठीक है।
All this time,
ना
my heart has wandered.
ना 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 सीधे चलते हैं। वो ये अलग नहीं था
What
वैसे।
do you think happened to Miss Mid at all? I heard she was kicked out of the university.
Sid, you have to help us.
With what? You didn't take apart another of Mid's contraptions, did you?
No. Well, yes. But that's not what we want to talk to you about.
It's Miss Mididol. She's been acting strange. Very strange. She's barely ever around.
When she is, she acts like we aren't even there. Her head's in a crowd.
In the clouds.
That's what I said. In the clouds.
Well, she does have a lot on her mind. When did you last see her?
Not long ago. Ah, right after she got back from saving you from Stonear.
Then it's probably just about the Enterprise. It did take quite a battering on the way there and back.
You didn't break it, did you, Sid? You really should be more careful around Miss Mididol's inventions. Oh, don't listen to her. Even if you did break the Enterprise, you could put it back together, couldn't you?
But who's gonna put Miss Mididol back together? She seems really sad.
Aiming high, huh?
Why don't I go and see if I can cheer her up?
You do that? For us? She's in her dungeon.
Don't scare him. It's not a real dungeon.
Thanks for the warning.
Scare. Don't scare him, बोल रहा है. चलो देखते हैं मिड के साथ क्या इश्यू है.
Mid, if you have a...
That's it! I knew it! The answer was right here under my arse all along! If this doesn't steer to the skies, nothing will!
To the skies? You aren't trying to give the Enterprise wings, are you?
What else would I be doing?
The children seem to think you're avoiding them. They're worried about you. Is this really so important that you need to shut yourself away from everyone?
The Enterprise is already the fastest ship in the realm, and that's with the sea beneath her. But what if she weren't bound to the waves? What if she weren't bound to anything at all? It's not fair. The gods get the skies all to themselves, so I'm gonna do something about it. The Fallen had their chance, but they relied too much on magic. And see where that got them? But not me. I've discovered how to do it without. Well, almost. First, I need to make a prototype.
And is that a one-woman job?
Are you volunteering? I'll have you know the Enterprise is my baby. But if a godfather's offering to lend a hand, I'd be happy to take it. First, I'll need oil, and not just some old drippings from Miss Molly's spits in the Tub and Crown. Refined stuff, like they make in Ordil. Then I'll need some bone, or shell. Light, strong, preferably no longer attached to the beast it belongs to.
If it's beast bones you're after, I'm sure the curse breakers will know where you might find some.
No, they'll know where you might find some. You're the one who offered to help, remember?
I should speak with one of the curse breakers before I set off for Old Hill. See if I can't find this bone while I'm there as well.
They make an oil down at the docks in Aldale that's as slippery as the sea nasties they render it from. With that and the bone I told you about, I shall be able to finish the prototype.
चलो देखते हैं किस जानवर से लड़ना होगा. फिर से एक और हंट होगा या फिर?
Has Mididol mentioned a new project yet?
Not exactly. She seems preoccupied, but then again, when isn't she?
मुझे लगता है एक और हंट होगा ये. पर अगर शेल की बात कर रहे हैं तो एडवेंट टॉयज दिमाग में आता है. पर उसके लिए जरूरी नहीं है कि हंट हो. तो अभी के लिए देखते हैं क्या बोलता है ये कर्स ब्रेकर रोनन.
All right, Sid. Come to buy us around, have you?
Only if you earn it. Mid needs a piece of light but durable bone for her next project. You've encountered your share of beasts on your travels across the realm. Any ideas?
Most bones are the same. Whack 'em hard enough and they'll break. If it's durability you're looking for, shell will serve you better. You know what an adamantus is?
I do. And I know to give them a wide berth. Will any old adamantus do?
Well, with shells, the older the harder. There's a rumour of an ancient adamantus down in Karava, near Bidza, or what's left of the village anyway. But don't expect to make quick work of the bastard. There's a reason it's lived as long as it has.
I'll keep that in mind. Thank you.
जानता था एडमेंटाइस ही दिमाग में आता बार बार। एडमेंटाइस है उसका नाम।
Normally, I wouldn't recommend going anywhere near an adamantus.
Adamantus.
Let alone one that's had a few centuries to let its temper simmer. They're mean bastards, and they only get meaner with age. Why do you think the village of Old Bidza was abandoned?
ये बिज़्ज़ा का है क्या वो? Old Bidza. Defeat a desert Tor in Korova. तो जो भी एडमेंटिस का देखते हैं यहाँ ऑर्डर लेके आइए। हाँ, तो पहले ऑर्डर में खरीद लेते हैं 2 वो जो भी है खरीदना है या जो भी ढूंढना है। 2 तेल। यहाँ पर ही होगा अभी के लिए। अबैंडन्ड है पर ठीक है। 1000 अच्छा डैमेज कर रहा हूँ इसके साथ। आजा, खत्म कर दे। ओके, मैं गलत जगह पे हूँ। छोटे ओके, यहाँ पे नहीं है। मुझे लगा था ये इसके पास होगा यहाँ पे कहीं पे, या फिर शायद इन गॉब्लिन्स के पास, पर नहीं, यहाँ पर ही है डॉग्स में।
After what happened here, it's a miracle there was any left at all.
ओ वो रहा दूसरा। इसके बाद जाके मुझे कोरोवा में डेजर्ट टॉर को मारना है। एक एडमेंटिस।
This should be enough.
ओ यार, इसका ड्रिफ्ट। कहाँ पे जाना है? इधर ना, ओल्ड बिट्जा। ये बिट्जा ही का है मुझे लग रहा है यार, वो इस तरह क्या जो भी बोलना चाहता हो। Oh, we are going to Ibiza.
Here we are again. Karava. If you were a tortoise, Togo, where would you hide?
Old Ibiza में। पूरा।
Straight home now.
अब देखते हैं ये एक हंटे की नॉर्मल वैसा है। मुझे तो लगता है हंटे ही है। Nope.
It looks like we found him.
आजा। एक। आजा। मार मार मार। इतना आसानी से नहीं करने दूंगा। आजा। मेरी तरफ मारता। मेरे बगल में पता नहीं क्यों मारा इसने। माफ करना। इतना आसानी से नहीं मारने दूंगा मैं। ये बहुत आसानी से हो जाएगा यार। अगर ये कोई हंट या वैसे टाइप का बंदा नहीं है तो कुछ भी नहीं कर सकता ये मेरे खिलाफ। वो क्या था? सही में वो क्या था? हमला क्यों नहीं हुआ उसका इग्निशन का? ये ये पता नहीं क्यों इस्तेमाल किया मैंने लिमिट ब्रेक का। लिमिट ब्रेक खत्म। ओके आजा। सही में इससे मुझे लगी बाकी सारे हमले में अटैक किया और इसका इतना स्लो मूविंग वाला एयर बॉल उसने मुझे मारा है। जरूरत नहीं, मैं बस मारते ही रहूंगा। तो ऐसे भी मर गया। ये अभी ना बात ये करने की कोशिश कर रहा था। अगर वो लग जाता ना इग्निशन तो मर जाता वो। थोड़ा जल्दी करना चाहिए था मुझे। It is believed an adventice will grow a thin layer to its protective shell once every 2 moons. Considering that many of the creatures live for hundreds of years, it should come as no surprise that the shells of older specimens can be several hands thicker and weigh over 50 stones.
I better get these materials to Mid so she can finish her prototype.
पहले वो लेता हूँ और फिर जाऊंगा वापस अपने हाइडअवे की तरफ। Three sharp fangs. ज्यादा इस साइड को वो दे रहा है क्या बोलता है हाइडवे में, उनमें से एक को ये अपग्रेड का नहीं हो सकता था? सही में यार एक अपग्रेड का मिल जाता है। कोई और अपग्रेड में बुरा नहीं मानता सही बोलूं तो। इसका होता पता नहीं। जो भी हो फाइनल बॉस से पहले मुझे वो 3 और कलम चाहिए ताकि जो सबसे ताकतवर वाला हथियार है वो मैं बना सकूं। एस क्लास से ही मिलेंगे और कलम मिलेंगे तो।
Mid, tell me this is all you need.
A thick, noisome lubricant made from the rendered fat of sea bees, commonly used by shipwrights on the cranes and winches they employ in shipbuilding.
You make it sound like I asked you to save the world or something.
Tell me this is all you need.
It's most of what I need. After you left, I went over the figures again, and I realised I'd forgotten a 1 and a 0.
And
a cogwheel. Just a tiny one. Though, that's the problem. Gears that small are a bastard to make, and I may have lost the one Blackthorn spent a fortnight toiling over.
wait. The children. When they took apart your scales, there was a tiny brass gear. Now that I think about it, they didn't use it when we put the scales back together.
The young'uns? But why would the... You know what? I don't want to know. I'll keep working on the model. You go and find that cog. 5. I already thought. Miserable old bugger. Besides, you can't expect me about this place. It's a mess.
गेम ऑडियो के साथ फिर से प्रॉब्लम हो रही थी हमेशा की तरह।
Mitadol mentioned a new project yet?
चलो वो जो केयर हमने इस्तेमाल नहीं किया उसका भी इस्तेमाल करेंगे।
Sid, is Mid still hiding from us?
She wasn't hiding. She's fine. She's just busy working on her next project.
A new invention? What is it? What is it? Bet it's an airship!
Do you think she'll let us help?
That just so happens to be why I'm here. She needs something special, something only you 3 can provide. A brass gear. A tiny one. One that might fit on, say, a set of scales.
Oh, the one you forgot! We remember!
We saved it, just in case. It's in the bag of bits.
Since your lesson, we've been disassembling, then reassembling everything we can find.
All the pieces that are left over, we keep under our beds, just in case.
That's good to know.
Look! I found it! Is that all? Just the gear? We have more parts if Mid needs them.
That's all for now. But I'll let Mid know about your hoard. Just in case.
Thanks, Sid.
चलो gear मिल गया हमें.
Back for another part? We've got screws and bolts and nails and knobbles and noodles and
भूल गया क्या क्या. Book of Sums. Old farmer Otto keeps both chocobos and antelopes. After 5 of his stock fell ill, he put them in his barn to rest. However, Otto woke up the next morn to discover that a leg-eater had found its way into the barn and devoured 3 of the limbs of one of his antelopes. To make certain all remaining eggs were accounted for, he did a tally and was satisfied when he counted 13. How many chocobos were in the barn? How many chocobos? Morning to discover that a leg-eater had found 3 of the limbs of one of his antelopes. 13. एक ही एंटेलोप का सिर्फ एक ही है, तो वो उससे निकालते हैं तो 12. पता नहीं 6 हैं. अगर बाकी सारे वो बाकी सारे अगर चॉकोबोस है तो 6 हैं, पर अगर उनमें से एक भी अगर एंटेलोप हुआ तो फिर पता नहीं यार, 2 हो सकते हैं, 4 हो सकते हैं, बहुत हो सकते हैं. ये मेरे हिसाब से वो जो ऑनलाइन दिखते हैं ना कि इसने ये किया, इसने वो किया, ये तीसरे बंदे का क्या है, जबकि तीसरे बंदे के बारे में कुछ ज़्यादा कुछ बताया नहीं है, उसका मजाक उड़ा रहे हैं. वैसे टाइप के क्वेश्चंस का मीम जो होता है.
Well, did they have it?
An overlooked component of Mid's deconstructed skills. Its purpose remains a mystery to all but Mid.
They did. And they kept it somewhere nice and safe. Will it work?
Will it work? He's perfect! You're a genius, Clive.
What exactly are you going to use it for?
Only the most important job of all. The wings aren't going to move on their own. But with the right cog in the right place? Well, you just wait and see. That should do it. Here goes nothing. Titan's tits.
It wasn't supposed to fly, was it?
Of course it was supposed to fly. Wouldn't be much of an airship if it didn't. Honestly, these bloody engines are driving me mad. I was so sure this would be the day she soared. The mithril engine was made to make dreams come true. But maybe this is one dream the world's better off without. Show folk how to take flying. It won't be long till they're raining death down on each other. People will lose their homes, children, their mums and their dads. Like I lost mine.
I'm sorry.
So am I, Clive. So am I. Sorry that I have to choose. Do I follow my head, or do I follow my heart?
Good question. first time I stood on the deck of your ship, felt the wind in my hair. It was like I was flying. But imagine how it would feel to actually do it.
My dad always said there were two ways of living life. Chasing a dream or shuffling to your grave. And he were right. Right about a lot of things. Not that I like to admit it. People need dreams to chase. Especially in a world like this. Right. When this is over, I'm gonna take all my mithril engines to Zemeckis and sling them over the edge. I won't have my dream end up turning into someone else's nightmare.
But all that hard work...
All that hard work will not be used for war, Jamie. But it ain't like it'll be gone. Tell me, Clive, have you ever been on a treasure hunt?
Not since Joshua and I were boys. Why do you ask?
Because I'm gonna bury the engine schematics and leave behind a little riddle telling people where to find them. A really hard one, so that only the most dedicated dreamers will ever be able to work it out. Ooh, I can picture it now. Some daft general squinting at the words with a gormless expression on his mug. Like that one, yeah.
Right.
Of course, if I'm putting this engine at the end of a treasure hunt, I'll still need to make it a treasure worth hunting for. Won't be much of a prize if it couldn't even make a toy boat fly after all. My dad always said, dream big. But it ain't the size of a dream that's important, is it, Clive? Only that it's a good one. And I reckon I've got a fair few good uns left in me.
I'm sure you do.
लगभग पहुंच गया हूँ मैं 47 लेवल का. Midst dangerous dream of flight immortalized in miniature. My dad always said there are two ways of living life: chasing a dream or shuffling to your grave.
What shall I do with your model? You spent a lot of time on it. We both did.
What, that old thing? Not healthy to cling to your failures, Clive. They'll weigh you down, you know.
Sound advice.
Still, I suppose my prototypes will probably be worth a fair bit when I'm as famous as Bart's the Builder. Seeing as you're always strapped for coin, suppose I can give it to you. Just make sure you get a good price when you do come to part with it.
I'd say that was up to you as much as me.
देखे तो कोई नया डायलॉग है. Oh damn.
Enjoy it while you can, Clive.
Cause once that crystal's cracked, I'm going through with my plan. Won't be easy turning my back on a dream I chased for so long. But you know what the best thing about dreams is, Clive? They are never in short supply. We keep talking like I'm the only one ever to have set her sights on the skies, when there might be someone up there already.
Imagine that, eh?
Hey, maybe when his Imperial Fancy Pants gets back, I can ask him to take me up there so I can see for myself.
Till then, though.
I'll be down here with everyone else, dreaming away. इससे कभी बात नहीं की क्या मैंने? Couldn't you have chosen somewhere a bit more down to earth for your chat with Ultima? Then I could have come with you. Finally made a name for myself instead of sitting on my arse while his Imperial Fancy Pants gets all the glory.
Make a name for yourself.
Without the Enterprise, we wouldn't have saved Jill. Wouldn't have made it to Ash. Wouldn't have escaped from Stonehair with our lives. None of this would have been possible had you not followed your dream and kept your promise to Sid. Now I must keep mine.
You better bloody had to and all.
Or I'll be having his name back. Give it to Gav maybe. Or Jill. Definitely Jill.
Give him a Clive.
अब इसके सारे डायलॉग्स सुन लिए हैं, अभी ऊपर एक है और ये मेरा सिर्फ दूसरी बार होगा शायद जब मैं ऊपर जा रहा हूँ। दूसरी या तीसरी बार। Arman, Cosbreaker.
Sid, may I have a moment?
Of course.
It is an honor to finally speak with you. My name is Herman. I've been with the Cursebreakers for some time now, and I wish to be deployed to Ash. Any assignment will do.
No. The lands across the Narrow are too dangerous. I will not send good men and women to risk their lives needlessly. Why would you want to go back?
I need to retrieve something. Something important. I was raised in an orphanage. The Badbach Conservatory. Or rather, I was held captive there. It was not a place of nurture. It existed solely to turn bearer children into mindless weapons. We were tortured until we feared no pain. Tormented until our hearts turned to stone, and few ever survived long enough to become tools of the last king.
I can't imagine.
I lost so many. I can't even remember all their names, but they must be remembered. They cannot fade away, faceless and forgotten. The Institute was run with military precision. Every child measured, every name recorded, every death logged with meticulous care. Sid, allow me to travel to Ash and recover the registry so that my brothers and sisters might live on.
You are a good friend, Herman. But the fact remains that Ash is simply too dangerous.
Sid, please. Even should it cost me my life.
Too dangerous for you, Herman. But not for me. I'll go to Badbach and find the registry.
You will?
I won't let you risk your life.
I don't know how to thank you.
You can start by telling me where I'll find this orphanage.
Vida Grace. Hidden in a forest, overlooking the plains.
All right. I'll see what I can find there.
May the mothers guide you.
Litany of Errors.
Plains of Vida Grace have haunted my dreams since I escaped from the orphanage. I can't say I was looking forward to returning.
कहाँ पे है ये? ये मेरे हिसाब से राइट की तरफ जो मिनी मैप में था वहां पे कहीं है। पहले हमारे लिए लेफ्ट में होगा। हाँ जानता था, जहाँ पे मैं सोच रहा था ये और किंग होगा। अच्छा वो मैंने ऑनलाइन चेक किया, पता नहीं कितना समय बर्बाद कर देता उसे ढूंढने में। अगर सीधे नहीं रखूँ ये थंब स्टिक को तो ये लेफ्ट की तरफ मुड़ जा रहा है, बाएं की तरफ अपने आप, ऐसे की तरह। हाँ ये रहा ना रास्ता इधर अंदर जाने का। आकाशिक फ्लड, ईथा फ्लड, आकाशिक फ्लड नहीं।
Back to the stables, girl. This must be the orphanage. Hopefully the registry is still here.
ओके इसके अंदर जाना होगा। ये क्या है? मेरे हिसाब से इधर की चाबी पहले ढूंढनी होगी, मेरे पास चाबी नहीं है, तो फिर भी मैं कर रहा हूँ। मुझे मालूम है नहीं खोल पाऊंगा मैं.
It's locked. I should look around some more before I start breaking down doors.
Today's exercise will consist of the press yard 20 sandbags for such duration as instructor shall dictate. The furnace burn intensity to be gradually increased. Live combat 1 to 3 hellhounds depending on performance.
Conditioning. This is nothing short of torture.
The Kingdom of Badback Conservatory writ of incorporation. The Kingdom of Alud hereby incorporates this institution wherein juvenile bearers are to be granted the opportunity to give themselves in service to the state as soldiers. Trainees succumbing to the crystal's curse or otherwise perishing are to be disposed of with all haste. The graveyard is strictly reserved for the uncursed. Bearer disposal within its bounds is punishable by death.
Disposed of? Herman wasn't exaggerating. It's a wonder he survived this place. I need to find that registry.
I have recently learned that my own daughter was among the children turned to stone by the brutal training I subjugated them to. I had not so much as thought of her since handing her over to the authorities as a babe. But inquiries with the military confirmed it was her. I had been torturing my own flesh and blood, and now I see her everywhere. Today, one of the children smiled at me in the hope of receiving a few scraps from my table. It was her smile, the smile she inherited from her mother, the mother I killed for giving birth to a bearer. Their ghosts have all come back to haunt me. My daughters, my wives, all of them, all those children. So many have died at my hand. I can bear the guilt no longer. And so I have decided, tomorrow, I too must die. It will be the last order I give those poor wretches, the last torment I subject them to. I will command them to tear me limb from limb and enter my accursed corpse beneath the white tree whose crooked hands reach to the sky in supplication. And beside me, my shame, my curse, the record of all their names, all those all those I have wronged. Ooh.
This reads like a suicide note. Did the director go through with his plan? There's only one way to find out.
उसको अभी भी नहीं खोल सकता. उसकी चाबी मेरे हिसाब से बाद में मिलेगी. देखे तो कर्स ट्री कोई था ना, वो वाला. कर्स ट्री नहीं बोला था.
This must be the place.
Forked white tree था, कर्स ट्री नहीं.
Could he really be buried here? There's something hidden among the roots. Let's see. This must be the registry.
Badback Conservatory, Registry of Bearer Losses. 846V08E16D, Hans 10-year-old, lithification. Alfred 9 years old, succumbed to conditioning. Franz 12 years old, lithification. Paulina 10 years old, emaciation. Disciplined for attempted flight, disciplined for attempted flight. Some to conditioning, lithification, emaciation.
So many names. This place was a slaughterhouse. And where is the architect of all this misery? It was only a matter of time, I suppose. This place is cursed.
वो सब मैं नहीं, ये अभी भी बचा है. सही में हील कर दे. क्या कर रहा हूँ? ओह. Ocean.
Too slow.
क्या कर रहा हूँ मैं पता नहीं.
Nice try.
ये मुझे हमेशा परेशान करता है ये वाला। जा। इसे जल्दी से मार दो। मुझे लगता है इससे हम अबे मैंने डॉज का बटन दबाया था यार। इसे मारने से हमें वो चाबी मिलेगी उसके लिए। वो घाव से हमला इस पे क्यों नहीं लगा? ना 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 इसका सही में नहीं कर रहा हूँ मैं। आजा। Oh shit. Oh shit.
Nice try.
Okay. मार दे इसे। बहुत अच्छा। इतने ज़्यादा मुझे लगते जा रहा है इससे बार बार। एनिमी स्लेइंग लगभग हो गया। ये मिशन ख़त्म करने के बाद मैं क्या बोलते हैं 47 का हो जाऊंगा, 47 का। पर अभी के लिए 2 मिनट देना, मैं 2 मिनट में आता हूँ। वापस आ गया।
I'm done here. Let's get the registry back to Herman.
दो मिनट देना है, फिर से आता हूँ। वापस आ गया। चलो, ये अभी भी यहाँ पे और कुछ है क्या? ओ ओ, वो ग्रेव के पास कुछ दिखा रहा है। ओ, संदूक है। मुझे लगा कुछ पढ़ने का होगा यहाँ पे ग्रेव पे। इसको अभी भी नहीं खोल सकते क्या? मुझे लगा था कोई चाबी मिलेगी इसे खोलने के लिए, पर ना, कोई चाबी ऐसे कुछ भी नहीं मिली मुझे तो। आई पोशन, नॉर्मल पोशन नहीं दे सकते थे क्या? इसे खोल ही नहीं सकते। रजिस्ट्री मिल गई। मेन चीज तो वही थी। अरे यार, पूरा ऊपर जाना होगा उधर। इतना दूर चलो, चलते जाओ। ये आखिर में होगा। मेन मिशन जो है, आखिरी मिशन, वो करने से पहले ये करूँगा, और फिर उससे जो और कलम मिलेंगे उसके साथ मैं बनाऊँगा फाइनल हथियार, एग्जॉटिक हथियार। 3 एस क्लास होंगे शायद। अभी के लिए ये रजिस्ट्री इस बंदे को दे देता हूँ। देख ले कितने लोग मर गए। एक्चुअली नहीं, वो रजिस्ट्री नहीं था जिसमें दिखा था कितने लोग मरे हैं। वो बड़े से बंदे को मारने के बाद रजिस्ट्री मिली थी हमें।
I hear that you traveled to Ash, Sid. Did you by any chance recover the names of my fallen friends?
I did. Yes.
Oh, a concise and disturbingly detailed record of bearer orphan deaths at the Bad Batch Conservatory. Okay, वही था जो पेड़ के नीचे था। ठीक है।
If I may, the bearer registry. The director was a brutal man. He got no worse than he deserved.
The registry was all I found beneath the tree. There was no sign of a body, or any record of what happened to the children after the orphanage closed.
I pray that at least some of them survived. All their names are here. The ones we lost. My friends. My light in those dark times. I can still remember their faces, like it was yesterday. Children who were taken from their bunks in the morning, never to return. No explanation ever offered.
They'd be happy to know that you survived, Herman.
But why did I make it out alive, when so many others died in that awful place?
It's not your fault. And blaming yourself won't bring them back. Honor their memory. See that their names live on. That way, at least. They're never truly gone.
Thank you. Sid, I'm going to write a book. An account of the horrors of Badbach. And to crush. All of Valisthea will know of our suffering. And in the name of those I lost, I will not let it happen again.
Neither will I.
These records would have been buried for all eternity, were it not for you. Thank you.
और अब मैं 47 का हो जाऊंगा और 8000 एबिलिटी पॉइंट्स भी है 3 और लेवल मैक्स लेवल तक करने के लिए रिड्यूसेस मेमोराइज कूल डाउन बाय 1.2 सेकेंड्स आइस का है तो मतलब शिवा का है वो
The realm will hear of Badbach. And I pray that the tale of my fallen friends will spare future generations the horror we endured. Thank you for helping keep their memory alive.
Okay. यहाँ पे ये आखिर में करूँगा ये भी देखना है मुझे अभी के लिए मेरे हिसाब से मैं पहले इन दोनों का करता हूँ फिर यहाँ पे देखता हूँ कौन से हैं और फिर जॉशुआ का करता हूँ वेयर देयर वेल उसके बाद ये हाइडवे के बाहर जो साइड क्वेस्ट है उनको करूँगा यहाँ पे पहले देखता हूँ क्या क्या और मिला मुझे अपने पेट्रन से
How may I help you today, Clive?
If the drunken galley captain I shared a table with last night is to be believed, word of your exploits has made its way across the seas to the great continent. What is more, she claims there are those who would see you flourish, herself being one such woman. Great continent क्या है?
You earned this. Best of luck out.
एक मिनट रुकना Temporarily increases damage dealt to enemies by 5%. The island warriors of the Far East are said to claim a piece of the armor of a slain soldier following a battle, wearing it over their own until the next encounter, at which they finally remove it. The warriors believe that the spirit of the fallen foe will now lend them their strength. Increases damage dealt to enemies by 5%. मेरे हिसाब से बजर कर रहेंगी ज़्यादा अच्छा अभी के लिए High potion by 25%. Flames of rebirth.
That's it.
मैं अभी के लिए कुछ चेंज करने का मन नहीं कर रहा है सही बोलूँ तो देखूँगा एक ना एक तो बदलना ही होगा मुझे फ्लेम्स ऑफ रिबर्थ उतना ज़्यादा डैमेज नहीं करता जितना मैं चाहता हूँ अगर हो सके तो मैं गीगा फ्लेयर का कुछ डालूँगा अभी के लिए गैव क्या चाहता है गैव से पहले बात ओह गैव और हमारे अंकल वो सब छोड़ो एक गाना बदलो डेफिनेटली बिफोर द स्टॉर्म ये मेन मिशन एक स्टॉर्म ही है बेसिकली तो चलो गैव का शुरू करते हैं साइड क्वेस्ट अभी
You alright?
Oh?
About that.
If there's anything I can do to help you kill this Ultima bloke, you just say the word, eh? You could promise to take Sid's name off my hands.
Aye.
Don't even joke about that. Anyway, I thought you said you hadn't finished with it yet. I did, didn't I? Now, if you wanted to give me an even grander title, something to rival your Sid the Outlaw, that would be a different story.
Let's see.
Gav the Magnificent, Gav the Almighty, Gav the Lionheart, something along those lines. I leave that to you to decide. I'm sure you're more than capable of choosing the perfect moniker for Sid's right-hand man. ये बात कर रहा है पर कुछ आवाज आ रही नहीं है और ये गेम ऑडियो तो चल रहा है. राइट हैंड मैन, I'll take it. ये कुछ बोल रहा नहीं है जबकि उसका पूरा इतना मुंह हिल रहा था सिड का हमारा.
Something troubling you?
No more than usual. It's just... Etta's baby will be coming soon and I wanted to make something for it.
I'm sure she'd like that.
Back in the north, families would always make gifts when a bairn was on the way. Yeah, let the little tykes know they were welcome in their new homes like.
So, what's the problem?
Well, the problem is that Etta's due any day now. And I don't know if I'll be ready in time.
Is there anything I can do to help?
You know, there just might be.
All right then. What exactly are we making?
A good luck charm. But not just any good luck charm.
Not just any.
No. One made from the feather of a silver chocobo. There's naught luckier in all the realm, or so we used to say back home anyway. Thing is, they're hard to come by. Had Otto and Karen check with their suppliers, but nothing. I'd try and track one down myself, only...
Only the big day is fast approaching. And that's all you need, a feather.
I was gonna start by asking around with traveling traders plying the northern borders.
Well, there's no shortage of those passing through Martha's. I think I might make that my first port of call. I'll let you know if I find anything.
You're a good friend, Clive. I won't forget this. Can't say I've ever seen a silver chocobo myself, but I have seen one of their feathers. Look just like a normal one, only silver, obviously. Well, grey.
मौली ये है. एडा कौन है? ओ एडा रोज ऑफ एडा जिसको वहां से लेकर आए थे हम वलूड से. मैं सोच रहा था इसने शादी कब कर दी और इसकी वाइफ कब से आ गई गैव की.
Let's hope one of the merchants here has what Gav needs.
I mean, एक ये है traveling trader.
Excuse me. I'm looking for something.
Oh, well, then I'm your man.
A silver chocobo feather.
Oh, or maybe not. Though you're not the first to mention the bird around here. There was a man stopped by the rest not long ago claiming he was attacked by a silver chocobo near some gutted hovel not far from Eastpool. Most took him for a braggart and a liar, but who knows? Perhaps there was some truth to his tale.
We'll see. Thank you.
The feller who claimed he was attacked didn't linger here long. Said he was gonna go back and capture it. Prove us all wrong. And that was the last.
Wonderful creatures chocobos are. They're fast, strong, loyal, and best of all...
heavens have gone to rack and ruin, it don't mean we have to. Now, let's get this stall set out.
It doesn't still hurt, does it?
Oh, 1,000 Akashic jaws couldn't hurt me. I'm a son of Rosaria, after all. A born survivor.
Can I help you with something?
You wouldn't happen to sell silver chocobo feathers, would you?
I deal in fruit, not fancies. But if it's fancies you're after, I suggest you try Rhiannon's ride.
Was a silver chocobo seen there?
Oh, yes. If you believe the ravings of a madman.
It wouldn't be the first time.
Every few years someone comes along claiming they've sighted a silver bow, but the truth of the matter is, there ain't no such thing. You'll find nothing but bloodflies and bandits on Rhiannon's ride. Mark my words.
Whoever's idea it was to take those bearers away to Eastport has my thanks.
Who else would it have been but Martha? She always puts the good of the town first, that one.
Look, Daddy. Shining so brightly. Isn't it pretty?
Yeah. Pretty blooming sinister.
We've got a few rooms going spare now. You want a bed for the night? You speak to Martha.
Oh, this guy can fuck right off.
How do, traveller? You've the look of a man who could do with a new whetstone. Or perhaps a bawdy etching of the Vicerine.
Maybe another time. I'm looking for a silver chocobo feather.
If that's the case, rumours are all you're likely to find. No one has seen a silver chocobo for years. Word is they were all hunted for their feathers. Some northern nonsense about bringing good luck. Didn't bring them much, nor their bows. If any are still out there, I reckon they'll be doing their damnedest not to be discovered.
You're probably right. Thank you anyway. A silver chocobo sighted in the hills near Rhiannon's Ride. It sounds almost too good to be true. But since I'm already here...
The hills around the rest are crawling with wild chocobos. If you're not too picky about the colour of their plumes.
Just because the heavens have gone to rack and ruin, it don't mean we have to.
I'll build a barricade so sturdy, even a band of Curl Gone Blue couldn't break it down.
Ready, go?
Can hardly make out.
Time to fight. Drags. Left by bandits for a change. More tracks. And these look fresh. The chocobo was here. And recently. Perhaps it still is. I don't hear anything. Well, I'll be damned. It's all right. I'm not going to hurt you. Just borrowing a feather for my friend. Thank you. Let's get this back to Gav before they change their minds.
और फिर से पता नहीं कब से मैं म्यूट पे क्यों करता हूँ म्यूट पता नहीं जबकि माल में मैं भूल जाऊंगा अबे यार हिल मत इतना ठीक है जाना है जा हो गया चले गया अब हिल मत यार आखिरकार शुभ भाई आफ्टरनून स्ट्रीम में जुड़ने के लिए धन्यवाद ये मेरा ड्रिफ्ट मुझे बहुत से दर्द दे रहा है आपका दिन कैसे जा रहा है
It was no trouble at all. Still, I appreciate it.
चलो इसको इसने क्या कर दिया इसके लिए
Clive, you're back. How'd you get on? Any luck?
वैसे पिछली बार कमेंट मिस किया उसके लिए माफ करना To the people of the north, silver chocobos are symbols of good fortune. The mere sight of one potentially meaning the difference between a failed harvest and a bumper crop, according to Gav at least. Oh, बारिश हो रही है कहाँ पे रहते हो वैसे आप
Crystal's crack. Is this what I think it is? Where in the hell did you find it?
It's a long story.
पिछले हफ्ते आए थे आपने हेलो कहा था मैंने मिस किया था वो डायलॉग उत्तर प्रदेश और सही है
Right there on the road to Eastpool. Who'd have thought it?
Everything up there's been abandoned for years.
मेरा
The empty cabin made for the perfect shelter. Though I fear my
मेरे मम्मी
presence
पापा
may
ये
force the
उत्तराखंड
cultures to
से
look
हैं
elsewhere.
ये पौड़ी और
Yes,
देहरादून
Clive.
basically
The blight's right on Eastpool's doorstep. They'd have had to move on before long. Even if you hadn't have turned up. They'll find a new home. Trust me.
मैं उत्तराखंड से हूँ पर बेसिकली अपनी पूरी जिंदगी तेलंगाना आंध्र प्रदेश में बिताई है
Anyway, what matters is you managed to nick us one of their quills before they could run off. And now all that's left is to fix it to the carving.
I didn't know you could carve.
और वैसे हाँ शुभ भाई
Reckon there's a lot
श्री
you don't
और
know about me.
अपनी क्या बोलते हैं अपने
I'm as good
YouTube
with a whittling knife as I am with a sword.
YouTube चैनल का जो है वो लिंक भेज दो
Gave me's a dream to work with. What did you say it was from again? An Avis?
But it weren't your Avis, Sid. I slew one of my own at last.
So all those long nights in the pit finally bore fruit. I'm proud of you, Ember.
Ah, fuck.
Don't speak too soon. I ain't done my trial yet.
There we go.
सही में ये नहीं मालूम था
What do you think?
श्री का ढूंढने की एक्चुअली मैंने कोशिश की थी जब वो पहले पहुंचे थे पर श्री अगर लिखो
You'll be able to make an honest living.
श्री कृष्णा के भजन आ जाते हैं श्री को यूट्यूब में ढूंढो
I should go and see if Ed is awake.
और श्री गेमिंग चैनल ढूंढो तो इतने ज़्यादा श्री गेमिंग CHREE गेमिंग चैनल, CHRI गेमिंग चैनल, इतने सारे हैं पर श्री के नहीं है। ये पूछना भूल गया था पिछली बार।
I don't want Gav to give up being a scout, honest.
ये वही तो प्रॉब्लम है ये YouTube उसके साथ, वो नाम पे क्लिक करने ही नहीं देता, एटलीस्ट मुझे तो नहीं करने देता ये। ओह, गो टू चैनल यहाँ पे, ये मैंने कैसे ध्यान नहीं दिया? ये मैंने एक्चुअली पहले भी देखा था, ये साइड में 3 जो डॉट्स हैं उस पर क्लिक किया था मैंने। गो टू चैनल कैसे मिस किया इसका? वाह भाई वाह। वेल आपके चैनल पे तो सब्सक्राइब कर दिया श्री भाई, जब फिर से आएंगे तो ये करूँगा फिर से। वो ये मैं कुछ एक्सपेक्ट करता हूँ, अगर वो वहाँ पे नहीं रहता है तो मैं इस सिंपल सी चीज़ें जो सामने है वो भूल जाता हूँ, दिखता नहीं है।
Me lords.
How are you feeling?
Well, thank you. Is something wrong?
Wrong? No, nothing like that. What it is
पुराने स्ट्रीम में जाके श्री भाई का ढूंढता हूँ एक बार।
Please.
वैसे ये नाम पे क्लिक कर, एटलीस्ट मुझे क्लिक करने नहीं देता नाम पे, जो भी करते हैं।
It's beautiful. Did you make it?
We did. It's from all of us here at the Hideaway. Your new family, like.
Subscribe कर दिया।
We may come up north when a band's on the way. I mean a baby, to let him know that they're part of the family too. Oh, I hope you like it.
I don't know what to say. I thank you, my lords, for everything.
If there's anything you need, just let us know.
I will.
और फिर शुभ भाई आपका हफ्ता कैसा गया?
Clive, fancy a swift off? I'm thirsty.
I could be convinced.
क्या किया इस हफ्ते आपने?
Don't you think you've had enough?
No, we're celebrating. I'm gonna be a father.
I think Edda might have something to say about that.
You know what I mean. Bit of light in these dark times. Wasn't long after me 10th name day, my mum told us she was with child again. I was over the fucking moon.
Gym, gaming quality.
Forward having a little one to lord it over.
Time spent with friends and family.
The
तो आप भी जिम जाते हो? कितने समय से जा रहे हो जिम?
a chance to prove to the world that I could be a big brother. Imperials came the day she went into labor. Had myself a baby sister. And then I didn't. My whole family gone in a blink, while I hid in the cellar like the spineless little arsehole I was.
सही है।
I turned out to be.
मैं भी अपना वेट कम करने की ट्राई कर रहा हूँ अभी करंटली।
I'll never be a leader.
उसके लिए आज का लंच बॉइल्ड वेजिटेबल होने वाला मेरा, वो वेट लॉस के लिए।
I'm just a daft little dog who comes running when his I'll never like you or Sid or Jill or even Toggle.
Have you finished?
Maybe.
हाँ वो ये वेट कम कर रहा हूँ उसके लिए मैंने थोड़ा वो जैसे मैंने कहा
Because you don't need anyone to hold your hand.
फैट कम कैलिस्थेनिक्स कर रहा हूँ बेसिकली.
Your courage, your determination. I don't know where we'd be. Maybe hanging off a cliff like
हफ्ते में 5 दिन जाता हूँ जिम.
Well, after Founder knows how many missions.
1 hour 40, 1 hour 45 minutes करता हूँ जिम पूरा.
And let's not forget Rosalith. Who was it who freed me from the dungeon? Who was it who ran to Jill's rescue?
That would be me.
ज़्यादा अभी करंटली कार्डियो कैलिस्थेनिक्स कर रहा हूँ. हफ्ते में एक बार वेट लिफ्ट करता हूँ. वेडनेसडे को वेट लिफ्टिंग होता है मेरा और फिर बाकी 4 दिन कार्डियो कैलिस्थेनिक्स.
Your brother.
Which means that when the time comes,
I get your room and your sword.
मेरा कार्डियो होता है 20 मिनट ट्रेडमिल, 15 मिनट साइकिलिंग और 15 मिनट वो वॉकिंग वाला जो होता है हाथ के साथ, और फिर कैलिस्थेनिक्स. और सैटरडे को मेरा लेग डे, सैटरडे नहीं सॉरी फ्राइडे को मेरा लेग डे होता है.
I may have had one too many.
you may have had 10 too many.
I said I was thirsty.
पर मेरा क्या बोलते हैं लेग डे के लिए वो जो
Anyway.
वेट लिफ्टिंग के साथ जो करता हूँ वो वेट कम करना पड़ा क्योंकि मेरे पीठ में आजकल बहुत दर्द हो रहा है.
What is it?
Thanks for, you know.
वैसे लिफ्ट में आपका हाईएस्ट वेट क्या है? वो बेंच प्रेस ही बोलते हैं या क्या बोलते हैं पता नहीं. Winter meat, a portable made from honey collected in the Northern Territories, short summers and fermented slowly over the next 6 moons, said to warm the belly on the North's cold winter nights. I said I was thirsty, yeah. Okay.
One of these days. One of these days, I swear it's gonna be me who drinks you under the table.
If by under the table you mean retching on my boots half the night, I reckon one of those days was yesterday.
Ha ha, you think you're so funny. But just wait till we crack open the bottle I left in your chambers. That stuff's strong enough to burn the horns off a behemoth.
Sounds like I'll be needing some new boots.
60 kg कम नहीं है, वो भी काफी अच्छा है.
Do you think they'll come back?
Of course they will. It's just a big crystal. How hard could it be?
चलो गैव की मदद कर दी और अब करते हैं अपने अंकल की मदद. इससे भी ओरिजिन के बारे में पूछ लेते हैं. You're set on this plan of yours then? I am. You never were one to shy away from a fight. Some might say it runs in the family. Ha! Your father would be proud.
Thank you, Uncle.
I know he'll be with us up there.
As for down here...
You may take comfort in the knowledge that the realm will be in my capable hands until your return. Ha ha ha. Indeed. चलो अब इसका शुरू करते हैं साइड क्वेस्ट.
Clive, my boy! Rutherford informs me that we owe you our thanks. Hadn't intended for you to get involved. But such are the times we live in, huh?
I would have done the same for anyone else.
You're far too modest, Clive. You'd make a terrible nobleman.
ऐसे गेम के मामले में क्या खेल रहा हो इस हफ्ते?
From what little I saw, you were right to be worried.
I suppose I should have expected the worst. But I was rather hoping the great and good of the realm might have things a little more under control. Alas, it seems that firm leadership is in short supply these days, and without it, the people are bound to lose their way. We must move quickly.
But where do we start?
True, the challenges that face us are many, but in my estimation, there are two key areas to be addressed before any other. The realm's armies and her larders. As you've seen firsthand, it's every man and woman for themselves out there. Certain cities have banded together to
Metro Exodus latest वाला है ना?
some semblance of order, yes, but such cases are few and far between. And yet, the only remedy for the chaos that faces us is unity. A unity that transcends even the borders laid down by our ancestors. In short, if Storm does not stand together, she will fall apart.
तो उल्टा जा रहा हूँ, पहले लेटेस्ट वाला और फिर सबसे पुराना वाला.
As I told you already, we begin by restoring order among the ranks of those sworn to maintain it. Sadly, I doubt I could convince even the lowliest gaggle of privates to dig a latrine together.
वैसे कैसे लगा Exodus?
I do know someone the high commanders have been known to listen to on occasion. Field Marshal Eugen Havel.
I thought he was retired.
He was, until an Akashic army tore through Randalar and killed most of the rank and file. There is no man alive more capable. Literally. And as luck would have it, I've already spoken with him on the matter.
Of course you have.
And he's agreed to help. On one condition. That he first speaks with you personally. Havel has always been a man of frustratingly rigid principle, and he has certain qualms about grasping arms with, well, with an outlaw. I extolled your many virtues as best I could, of course,
रिलीज हो रहा था.
but the old goat was
मैंने सोचा 1 and 2 पहले खेल लेता हूँ रिलीज होने के पहले, और जब रिलीज होगा तब वो खेलूंगा.
You don't mind, do you, my boy?
पार्ट 2 को बीच में ही रोक दिया मैंने.
Of course not.
और फिर कभी Exodus खरीदा नहीं मैंने.
Chaos reigns, we will never build a better world. I'll do whatever it takes. And if the Field Marshal wishes to speak with me in person, then so be it.
That's the spirit.
I'll leave for Randalar at once. Would you send a Stolas?
Of course. Rutherford is already in the Dalmekian capital. I'll have him tell Havel to expect you forthwith.
Excellent. Thank you, Uncle.
No. Thank you, Clive.
Three's Company.
Don't worry, my boy. Rutherford is in Randalar this very moment, singing your praises to all and sundry. They'll adore you.
मैं भी जो है ना ये सारे गेम सिंगल प्लेयर गेम्स जो है वो सिर्फ और सिर्फ वैसे स्ट्रीम में ही खेलता हूँ. अगर स्ट्रीम नहीं कर रहा हूँ तो मेरा यूजुअल गेम है 90-95% ऑफ द टाइम यूजुअल गेम जो खेलता हूँ वो डेस्टिनी होता है. बोकलाट में है ये बंदा यूगेन जो भी उसका नाम है. डेस्टिनी मेरा मोस्ट प्लेड गेम है. वो क्या बोलते हैं जो जैसे बोल सकते हैं ना क्या बोलते हैं रिलैक्स करने के लिए जो गेम खेलता हूँ मैं वो मेरे लिए यूजुअली डेस्टिनी होता है. तो थर्सडे फ्राइडे वर्क फ्रॉम होम होता है मेरा, तो क्या बोलते हैं जब समय मिलता है काम नहीं कर रहा होता हूँ वर्क फ्रॉम होम के समय तो डेस्टिनी खेलते रहता हूँ मैं.
Doesn't it fall?
Don't you go tempting fate, girl.
What is it?
Don't ask me.
Please, just make it stop. Make it stop. I'm scared.
It's all right. I'm here.
सारे डायलॉग सुन लिया. वैसे आपके शुभ आपका कोई टाइमिंग्स है क्या स्ट्रीम के, या फिर जब भी टाइम मिलता है आप स्ट्रीम कर लेते हो? यहाँ पे पिछली बार इधर हम वो एलॉइस के जो भी कबाल या जो भी था वो मर्चेंट कबाल, उनसे मिले थे यहाँ पे। ओह, क्या हो रहा है यहाँ पे? तो बेसिकली जब भी टाइम मिला कर लेता हूँ।
Turncoats and cowards, the lot of you! If it's a fight you want, it's a fight you shall have!
Allow me.
I don't need your...
Please, Field Marshal, oblige him.
This won't take long.
तो हमें लड़ना होगा क्या इनसे? यप, लग रहा है।
You're right. It won't. Men, finish him.
Oh, अरे यार। Oh shit. आने में क्या? आ जाओ। सब मरो इधर से। और अब ये फिर से हो गया। इसका इतना समय क्यों लग रहा है इन्हें मारने में सही में? ना 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 ना। वैसे मारो आप। या इसका लाइफ 0 है फिर भी फाइनली मर गया।
A little longer than I'd have liked.
वैसे ये रिटायर्ड शुभ क्यों है आपके स्ट्रीम वाले उसका नाम?
Field Marshal Havel, I presume. Are either of you injured?
No, my lord. You arrived just as our escort turned on us.
जब आपने उसके साथ कमेंट किया था मुझे लगा था आपने रिटायर्ड इसलिए लिखा क्योंकि अब आप स्ट्रीम या वीडियोस नहीं डालते हो, इसलिए आपने नाम चेंज कर दिया शुभ से रिटायर्ड शुभ।
So close to the heart of the Republic. It's a fucking disgrace. Your interfering old bastard of an uncle tried to warn me, of course. My lord Marquis, or is Sid the Outlaw more to your liking?
Call me what you want. It doesn't change who I am, or the urgency of the message I bring. My uncle has a plan to right the realm, and he needs your help to see it through.
Before I agree to anything, I'd have you answer one question.
यार इतने ज़्यादा साइड क्वेश्चन यार।
To gain from all this.
इसके बाद मुझे मोस्ट प्रॉब्ली बंद करना होगा ये स्ट्रीम के, I mean लंच के लिए। 2:13 हो गया।
Benefit from further chaos.
और मेरे बॉइल्ड वेजिटेबल्स मेरा इंतजार कर रहे हैं।
But I seek a new beginning for all of us. And while the choices I've made may not always have been the right ones, I know I made them for the right reasons. For so long,
आपका लंच हो गया वैसे शुभ भाई?
have been told how we could live, how we could die, when it should have been our decision all along. Now we have a chance to put things right. But in order to take it, we must stand together, even if it be beside those with whom we don't see eye to eye.
ओह कौन सी दाल?
Certainly not the words I expected from an outlaw. But perhaps your uncle was right. You are no ordinary outlaw. I'll never hear the end of this.
मलका मसूर.
All right.
मुझे अपने मम्मी से पूछना होगा वो कौन सा है.
ordering my most trusted guard to bring the Dalmekian fringes under control. Next, I'll make contact with my counterparts in the Imperial Army and see if I can't convince them to try and restore order in their own territory.
Thank you, Field Marshal.
ब्राउन. मैं वैसे ही सारे दाल को बोलता हूँ. काली दाल, येलो दाल, ब्राउन दाल. मैं वैसे ही बोलता हूँ.
I don't doubt that I can bully some sense into a few.
ज़्यादातर मुझे मालूम नहीं है कि क्या जाती है उनमें.
And when it comes to honeyed words, we will need an envoy, one who can court even the most stubborn of statesmen. You, perhaps.
एक दाल है जिसे मैं नाम से बोलता हूँ वो है राजमा.
And I have other problems to attend to. What we need is a skilled arbitrator. And I may know just the person.
Is that so?
और आज रात राजमा बनने वाली है. मेरे फेवरेट भी है राजमा.
Of a different kind, perhaps.
Beggars can't be choosers. I suppose we'll all.
आपका फेवरेट क्या है वैसे खाना?
On ourselves if we're to make it through this. Very well. Send your man to me right away.
I shall.
My Lord Marquis. Your Lord Uncle bade me escort the Field Marshal to his manor in Port Isolde.
And I will see that my associate joins you there.
Very good, my lord.
An envoy. I'm not sure I'm the man to talk anyone round. I can barely convince my brother to take his
सांबर इडली कोकोनट की चटनी के साथ जो मुझे भी बहुत सही लगता है वो भी.
This is a job for someone with experience. Someone like Quentin. I hope I can convince him at least.
Speak with Quentin in Gotland Bales. कितने दूर है ये? उतना भी दूर नहीं है, पीछे ही है बस. मुझे राजमा चावल के साथ उतना पसंद नहीं है, मुझे ज़्यादा रोटी के साथ पसंद है. चावल के साथ भी थोड़ा खा लूँगा, पर मुझे रोटी के साथ राजमा ज़्यादा पसंद है. धन्यवाद देखने के लिए सारे वीडियोस शुभ भाई. ये एक बार 60, एक बार प्रॉपर 60 का हो जाऊँ, 60 सब्सक्राइबर्स हो जाए, उसके लिए भी एक बनाऊँगा. प्लान तो यही है, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 और फिर 100, 200 ऐसे करते जाऊँगा. उसके बाद हर क्या बोलते हैं 110, 120 ऐसे करूँगा तो कुछ ज़्यादा ही हो जाएगा. 100 के बाद मैं सोच रहा था या तो 50 करूँगा हर 50 सब्सक्राइबर के बाद, या फिर हर 100, पर अभी वो बहुत दूर है, उसके बारे में सोचना अभी नहीं चाहिए. सही बोलूँ तो 100 तक पहले पहुँच जाऊँ वो ही है.
Quentin, I have a proposal for you.
Do you now? Something tells me you'll be asking more of me than a cask of Gotand gold. Go on then.
Yes, आज मेरे साथ क्या बुरा हादसा हुआ. सोचता हूँ जिम में.
You'd have me convince the chiefs and chamberlains of the realm that they should simply swallow their pride.
Okay, मुझे इंजरी लग रहा था, पर मैंने गलत सोचा. खोने में जो लगती है ना चीजें, जब इतना दर्द होता है, स्पेशली जब वो पिंकी लगती है. होपफुली जल्दी ठीक हो जाएगा. कुछ लगाया क्या आपने?
I told you, Clive. The people of Lostwing are my family, and I cannot abandon them. You'll have to find someone else.
I'm sorry to hear that.
So am I.
And why might that be?
What he's asking. How's it any different to what you've done so far? They want you to speak for those who can't speak for themselves. That's what you do best. If it's the vineyard you're worried about, we'll see that the grapes are picked and the tons filled. You know we will.
It's not that.
Then what is it? You said yourself we're family. Don't you trust us?
You know that's not what I'm...
Then what are you saying? That only we are worth saving? Why turn your back on everyone else? You convinced us we could build new lives for ourselves, and if you can do that, who's to say you couldn't convince the entire realm?
A stirring argument. I fear that any rejoinder I make might fall somewhat flat by comparison.
So you'll join us?
Where do you need me?
होता है पर जितना कम हो उतना अच्छा है. Hopefully आपका वो जल्दी ठीक हो जाएगा.
I can arrange for a party of curse-breakers to accompany you there.
That would be very much appreciated.
चलने में तो कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं हो रही ना आपको?
Far from safe these days.
Hopefully not for long. My uncle will want to know that his plan is taking shape.
Any statesmen we speak with are liable to resist our entreaties if they feel that what little power remains to them is at stake. They must be dealt with skillfully. I shall not repeat the errors of my past.
Reckon Master Quinton could argue an egg back up a hen's quim if he set his mind to it.
ये ऐसे छोटे मोटे चीज़ें शेयर करने के लिए ये होता है, ये स्ट्रीम्स वो सब स्ट्रीमर्स के साथ ऐसे छोटे मोटे चीज़ें, दिन कैसे जा रहा है, सब कुछ सही जा रहा है, ये सब शेयर करने के लिए होता है. दोस्तों के साथ करो, स्ट्रीमर्स के साथ करो, फैमिली के साथ करो.
Field Marshal has agreed to your plan.
Of course he has. I didn't doubt you for a moment, dear boy.
Rutherford is accompanying him back to your manor in Port Isolde as we speak. They will await your return there. As will one other.
One other? Who, exactly?
Lord Havel was concerned that even if he could get the realm's armies to agree to an accord, he might not be as successful in convincing those with political power. He asked if I might have a solution, and I suggested a certain Imperial Lord Magistrate turned Liberator.
One of your co-conspirators?
Master Quinton would probably call me one of his. But yes.
Another outlaw, then. Just the thing we need to put these rotten politicos in their places. Good thinking, Clive.
I'm glad you approve.
The more the merrier. Eh?
Uncle. Assuming Havel and Quinton can solve our problem with the armies, you still haven't mentioned how we might manage the grain shortages.
Oh, don't you worry, my boy. The 7 high houses will be seeing to that. They have all agreed to make the most generous of donations. Oh, of course, it did take a little persuasion. But
धन्यवाद शुभ भाई. मैं भी अभी थोड़ी देर में बंद कर रहा हूँ वैसे स्ट्रीम में जुड़ने के लिए धन्यवाद. मिलते हैं फिर से.
Why you, my boy? Rumor has it that you rescued the Lady Ariane's head steward Rockford from a horde of bloodthirsty bandits.
It was more of a handful.
Well, the old battle axe was so pleased. She had a shipload of talents delivered to my private docks by the next new moon. And when the other houses saw the parsimonious old crone's purse strings finally loosen, they as good as tripped over themselves in the rush to follow suit.
I'm happy to hear it.
Now, I must be getting back to the manor. Join us there at your earliest convenience, would you?
Of course, Uncle.
काफी लंबा है ये.
And how, pray tell, will we get that grain to the capital if the roads are still overrun with akashic?
You'll find another bloody road. I only have so many men, and I'm not about to send them headlong into an ether flood. That is, unless you'd have them turn as well.
Well, I'd certainly eat less.
Says the man with a belly bigger than a band of curls. My soldiers actually need their rations. Without any food to keep them going, they'll be dead even before you've sent them on your fool's errand.
If I may, gentlemen, perhaps I might suggest an alternative approach. Though supply routes are indeed disrupted, there is no shortage of ships. Indeed, they bob away in every bay from here to Randalar, awaiting a safe haven. Allow till their bellies full of grain. And once those who crowd the cities are fed, ferry the displaced back to the countryside to work the fallow fields. But I'm sure that you wish to continue your discussion. Forgive the interruption. Two such firm friends as yourselves need no help from the likes of me. Rutherford spoke fondly of the great bond between you.
Us? Friends?
I can't stand the man!
Clive, I'm beginning to question the quality of the company you keep.
And what kind of company are you expecting him to keep? The man's a criminal!
Criminal? How dare you? You are not fit to breathe the same air as this fine, upstanding young gentleman.
Upstanding? He calls himself Sid the Bloody Outlaw!
Once more onto the breach.
Shall we begin again? What we seek here is not to create a new nation, nor to claim the thrones of those that already exist. We wish simply to bring stability to the realm that mankind might weather the current storm. And to do that, we must convince those in power, the generals, the statesmen, the nobles, that our cause is just. There will be disagreements, yes, and I imagine some resistance, much resistance. But we cannot let that deter us. If we show them the path, show them that we walk it ourselves, then I am confident they will follow. The fate of the world lies in my nephew's hands, but the well-being of her people lies in ours. And we must not squander the chance that Clive has given us.
Uncle Byron,
Now, with that settled, let's move on to the signing of the Accord. For what great moment in history hasn't been accompanied by a little ceremony? Citizens of Valisthea, I present to you the Triunity. Rutherford, Mike Will. Well, my boy, the stage is set.
That it is.
This is the role you were born for. Now I ask only that you trust in the talents of your supporting cast. We shall play our parts to the best of our abilities, that you might have the opportunity to shine. The realm needs its Sir Crandall, and there is no better Crandall than you, Clive. I want you to keep this signed accord as proof of our faith in you.
I will. Thank you, Uncle.
$9,600 experience. The Triunity Accord. Signed by the representatives from Rosaria, Dalmacia, and Sanbreque, this mutual accord sets the stage for a new age in Storm, if not officially, then at least in spirit. ये क्या कहता है? Heaven's cloud cooldown by 2.5 seconds.
Sorry, can't take you where you need to get to, but the Argo and me will be waiting when you get back.
सही में यार इतना ड्रिफ्ट हो रहा है. Finally, thank you. सेव करता हूँ. Yes. और स्ट्रीम यहाँ पर ही बंद करता हूँ. शुभ भाई वॉल्ट हंटर भाई, स्टड भाई, बाइनो भाई और एक्शन भाई, सबके उनके अलावा जो कोई भी स्ट्रीम में जुड़ा, स्ट्रीम में जुड़ने के लिए बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। अब मेरा लंच का समय हो गया, तो अभी के लिए स्ट्रीम यहाँ पर ही बंद करता हूँ। मैं आपसे अब लंच के बाद मिलता हूँ 4 साढ़े 4 के आसपास।